All right, I like that for time. This is the mayor of the airways. It's another beautiful day in paradise. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, from Studio 95. Beautiful day. Well, it's a little cloudy out there. So I guess I wonder if this. I think the final games are like today or tomorrow for baseball. So I wonder if it'll be nice for the last games. But anyway, your name is?
My name is Stephanie Fonville.
Hi, Stephanie. What's the last name?
Fonville.
Vonville.
Fonville with an F.
Oh, Fonville.
Yes.
Like Fonville. Oh, is it like German or something?
I think it's French. I actually just got married, so I used to be Stephanie Voss. Now I'm Stephanie Fonville.
Okay. Well, great. So tell us about waste management, what you do.
Well, actually, I work for the county, so I work for the Solid Waste Disposal District, and we have kind of our Think Green While You Spring Clean campaign coming up. And this Saturday, that means that we have a paper shredding event, and we are partnering with Keep Indian River Beautiful, and they have the Indian River Green Market.
Well, this is exciting. I can't wait to my paper shredding event.
Yeah, so,
what do you think of that, officers? A paper shredding event. They were just with the governor yesterday, and they got some awards, but here they get to attend a paper shredding event. So what really happens at this?
So at the paper shredding event, essentially what happens is you load up your car with up to 5 boxes of paper.
Yeah.
You can bring it to our event. Basically, we will have technicians there. We have progressive document destruction there. They'll take all your paper, they'll throw it into a shredder. Everything will get shredded, put in the back of the truck, and it gets recycled. So that's why this one is exciting, because we can't take shredded paper in the curbside recycling program or at the customer convenience center. So that's the exciting part.
Everybody needs to get their paper together.
Yes. Yes, so all your spring cleaning, get all that paper out of your house, bring it over to our event, and we'll shred it and get it recycled.
Now, where's that taking place?
It's taking place at the mall, the Indian River Mall, outside in the overflow parking right behind the theater.
Yeah, and didn't you have a different name last time you were in here?
I did. My last name was Voss.
Voss, and now you are?
Now I am Fonville.
Fonville.
Mm-hmm. I moved up in the alphabet.
It sounds like a movie. Come enjoy the fun at Fonville. Oh, it's not fun, F-U-N, it's F-O-N, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that German?
It's French.
Okay, so where'd you meet your new husband?
Well, I met him online, actually.
Oh, a match?
Yeah, well, actually, at OkCupid.
OkCupid. Oh, I never went to OkCupid. Mr. Sunkel, are you married yet?
No.
Okay, so we got to work on him now. Linda, you're married, aren't you?
I am married.
Oh,
yes.
okay, so you don't have to look. Oh, we'll get him on Cupid, girls. Look at that smile. Handsome guy. I know his mother personally. Yes, so I can introduce you. And he's a hero, right? Okay, we're going to talk to them. Don't worry, we're going to talk to them momentarily. But so right now, there's another event coming up, Mrs. Vonville, and it's the Indian River Green Market.
Yes, and that one's being hosted by Keep Indian River Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, what is happening is they'll have a whole bunch of local vendors that have green products, so organic produce, aromatherapy. They're talking about solar energy, so you can kind of learn about some of the products that we have here in Indian River County.
Okay, when is that coming up?
That's also on April 2nd, so this Saturday.
Oh.
So that's going
Where?
from 10 to 6. That's also at the mall. So you can
Oh.
go outside for a shredding event from 10 to 1, and then you can go inside for the Indian River Green Market from 10 to 6.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, we hope so.
So if people want more information, where can they log on to?
They can go on to our website at ircrecycles.com.
Okay.
And also, if you have any questions, you can always call us at 770-5112.
Okay, and you work with Mr. Tiramisu? Oh, how do you say his name? I forget.
I work with Himanshu.
Himanshu, okay,
Yep.
That's it. I like him. Good guy.
Very good.
So he sent you in here today. Is it because he didn't want to see me, or what's the story here?
I don't know. I'll ask him when I get back to the
It's
landfill.
okay. If he wants to send the pretty girls in, it's all right. Even though you're newly married, it's still, we like the pretty girls around here. All right, so again, the website is?
ircrecycles.com.
Hey, nice to see you again. And congratulations.
Thanyou. you.
Great. So you met him online on, what's that again, Cupid something?
OkCupid.
OkCupid. I met Barbara on Match.com.
Oh.
You know, in my generation, you all are younger than me, a little bit. But, but anyway, in my generation, only losers would go on sites like that. We just felt like, come on, you can't meet somebody socially. But really, in today's world, it's sort of, it's great. I mean, you're just honestly there. I mean, you go and, I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually inherently shy. And I'm not going to go into a bar and pick somebody up. I'm not going to go to the library. I'm not going to go to the macaroni aisle at the supermarket and kind of hang there for the right woman to come along. Hey, I want an Italiano. Hey, you want some macaroni? Come with me. But seriously, so You know, you're not going to approach somebody. They might be gay. They might just not like me, or they may not be available. They might be married and have 12 children. Whereas when you get on these sites, if you're legitimate, you're going to find somebody who legitimately wants to connect with somebody, you know. The only thing is, you know, like I got on and I met Barbara. And on her site, she said, you know, when we plant this thing up there, she says, I got on Match to get off Match. If you're just, because some guys you can get addicted to it and they just want to go date, you know. I got a doctor friend of mine says he's never going to get married and he'll never date a girl, you know, over 30. And, you know, even when he turns 60, you know. But anyway, that's his shtick if he wants to do that. But so what was I saying? I was going to tell you a story here. I was leading up to a story. Mr. Sunkel? There's a Deputy Sunkel. It's Hero Sunkel. So you were with the governor yesterday, huh? All right, we're going to talk to them in just a minute. Listen, thanks for coming in, and God bless you. I'm glad you met him. Was he your first date on the scuba thing?
Yes, it was the first time I've ever done anything like that. So it was
See
good.
that?
I was picky. I was very picky.
Well, he's a lucky guy. Yeah, what does he do?
He works at the water treatment facility. So basically all of your drinking water, he makes sure that that is nice and clean, and he knows more science than I do.
So waste management teams up. I mean, what's the chance of that happening?
I'm with the county, the solid waste.
That's amazing. You two would team up.
Yeah, we thought it was a good match.
You're cleaning up the county, right?
Exactly. That's what we do.
All right. Well, God bless you.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
This is the mayor of the airways. We've got to take a break. When we come back, they just returned from being with Governor Scott. And hopefully there'll be a little more talkative when we get to my live here. They don't know what to make of this live radio stuff, right? All right, so today's a beautiful day out there. It's a beautiful day in paradise. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai. Also brought to you by Dr. Mallon, Dr. Schnell, Dr. Katz, Dr. Kadadade, and Dr. Brannigan. Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 eye doctors that genuinely care about your eye care. Let's just put it this way. My friends, I will not recommend doctors I don't believe in. I totally believe in Center for Advanced Eye Care, and they are 5 doctors that genuinely care. Also, today's broadcast brought to you by the Caribbean Kitchen. That's out near you guys on 60 and 43rd. Have you been there yet?
I have not.
Okay, it's not like super fancy or anything, but I will tell you this. The man, Charles, who's the chef there, father of like 7 kids, whatever, that guy can really cook. And if you like Caribbean food, you will love the Caribbean Kitchen. Tell him you heard about him on my show, okay?
Will do.
All right, we'll be right back. All right.
So are you done with me?
Yeah, we're
I
all
was gonna say, they're
done.
probably more interesting than me.
That's a funny story on how they met.
So 5 boxes, huh?
5 boxes.
Baker's boxes or refrigerator
How you
boxes?
doing?
Baker's boxes. Yeah,
Well, they have
okay,
to
they're
go
like
back
the
to patrol.
35-pounder ones.
Yeah.
And I have to go to meetings and things.
Okay, sit down here so that you can introduce them.
You did well.
I'll
Thank
introduce
you.
them, but I'm telling you, you only have like,
Yeah, you told me it was
I'm not-
okay. No
no,
rush
it was
this
really
morning.
nice to
All
meet
of a
you guys.
sudden,
I never said no rush.
Yeah,
I
you
never
did.
said no rush.
Well, you might have said something else.
Yeah.
Similar.
What I'm telling you is, no Match.com, no 3 hours of all the other
Hey,
nonsense.
Saturday then.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, that's what I'm
You want
telling
to
you.
sit down or no?
I'll sit down and.
Hey, nice to see you.
Yep,
Congratulations.
congratulations. Good to see you
Good
again.
to see you. Good to see you.
That's all I'm telling you.
Where was she when I was on Match.com?
One first date, that's impressive.
First date? Don't go rushing me. You know, it's all perception. If I was the governor of the airwaves, you wouldn't do this to me.
Well, when you run
You
for governor of the airwaves.
Yeah,
we'll have
well,
that
I am the
discussion.
governor of the airwaves, bucko,
No.
you young punk.
I'm sitting back there
Bunch
listening
of-
to you talk about Match.com.
I'm trying to keep it interesting. You want to talk about, wait,
Listen, keep it
you want to talk
interesting on
about
somebody
spreading
else's time. It is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
People want to hear about
Oh,
that.
they're just dying to hear about
They
it.
call us up asking about where they can get stuff
yes,
shredded.
they do.
They do.
Well, good, you can take this information,
Yeah.
promote it on your show.
I'm just saying they don't want to talk about Match.com. That's all I'm saying. They had an interesting day yesterday.
Linda Nolan and Robert Sunkel. Yep. Well, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, not so bad. Not so bad.
I don't want to talk to you when you get on there because, you know, get your take on the experience.
I'm just gonna get you started and then I'm gonna bug out. So
You know,
You,
I got stuff. I got
Maloney,
meetings. I got meetings.
stop it.
I'm telling
Stop
you,
being in a rush.
You want to see my schedule today?
You want to see something?
I got stuff to do. Been out of town for 2 days.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Hey, you had a party.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Did you get to eat the governor's mansion?
No.
What? Okay.
The whole ride up, I'm working, taking phone calls.
Did you
doing the
ride
whole
together, all
back.
three of you?
No.
No.
We rode up with family.
Well, you rode with your family, and you brought your family.
Yep.
Oh, so you said all had separate cars. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's let him bring us back.
Breakfast is on the griddle.
Hi, this is Mark with Coastal Connection.
What?
You.
What?
How we've gotten to this point of where you and I bicker like this.
Says what?
How we've gotten to this point of where you and I just go back and forth like this all the time
Having fun.
about stuff. I know.
I'm the corrupter.
Yeah.
The corrupter. Watch out. You know, the
Yeah.
Bible says bad companionship ruins good character. You better watch out.
I'm
Who you been
good.
hanging with?
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. It's the company you're keeping over at that radio station, Palmer.
I didn't want to tell you, but no, I didn't. My time with the governor, they had much more time with the governor, which is the right thing. They're supposed to have time.
Didn't you get to go with them?
I just
all the
walked
time?
up there real quick and said hello. I mean, it wasn't anything. I took a picture and that was it.
All right.
So I didn't get to say your friend Rhett Palmer has been dying to hear from
You know,
you.
that shows you. You know, I sent him up to see the gov, and the governor's been on my show, by the way, 18 times. He's only been here physically once. Flew me up a couple of times. I flew up, actually my own flight with a friend of mine, and interviewed him, and then he invited me once to the mansion.
Right.
But you guys drive all the way up there.
Yes.
Couldn't you get somebody to like loan you the local plane or something? Why didn't you
No.
put these off? Oh, I know what it was. That's right. I forgot. You wanted to bring family and friends, right? Hey, let's have a round of applause for our officers, Linda Nolan and Robert Sunkill. So, how you guys doing?
Good.
You drove up there with family?
Did. My husband and I drove up.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
That was cool, huh? That he could be there for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your family, who came up with you?
My parents.
Your parents?
Yes.
Susie and Phil?
Yes.
Oh, great. Man, this is great. So, you guys, did you ever think you'd make national news?
No, not at all.
So you're
Not
just
at all.
living this quiet, austere lifestyle, just your local, officers at law, and here you go to this burning car and you save lives. It's really tremendous. You know,
Yeah, just another day at the office for us.
just another day at the office. Just the facts, man. Nothing but the facts. Of course, you don't know about that show, do you? Dragnet. That's the
Nope.
theme he plays. You're kind of
Yes.
like you're like on the cusp of being old and young. 'Cause
I am. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you're like mid-30s now, right?
I'm 36. Yeah.
36.
And I fall in between generations too, because I could be Generation X, but I could also be millennial. I'm one of the millennials. So yeah, I fall in between.
That's the voice, of course, of Lieutenant.
Yes.
He's just become a lieutenant. Let's have a round of applause for the new lieutenant.
You've got to fix my radio show intro because it still says Sergeant Eric Flowers. You got to fix that for me. I've been
Oh,
3 weeks now. I've been forgetting to do that with you.
That's going to cost you, boy.
Okay.
All right.
Send the bill to the sheriff.
I'd like to send a bill to the sheriff. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we have our heroes in here today. We've just gone live on Facebook. We're also live on YouTube, right?
Mhm.
Video. Okay.
Yep.
And how do they find us on YouTube? By the way?
Search Bureau's Voice on
Bureau's
YouTube
Voice.
or on Google Plus if they're on Google Plus, and they can find a link right there to the feed.
Okay, wonderful. And this is Lieutenant Eric Flowers, who has a show here every Monday from 11.
5 to 12. Yep.
Yep,
Every
11
Monday.
to 12.
Yep.
And we have our two heroes here. This is Robert Sunkel. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning.
Good morning, and good morning, Linda Nolan.
Good morning.
Good morning. And they just returned. So let's, for those that don't know, let's tell the story why you made national news. I'm watching ABC the other night, and then they say these two officers saved this lady from a car, and then they go to breaking hurricane news, and it was cut off. It was played in the rest,
It was.
But we were all frustrated in this county because it cut us off.
Yeah.
But then you drove them down to Fox News the next day. ABC, of course, did, by the way, go national.
It was on Good
national
Morning
story.
America as well.
It was on Good
It
Morning
was on
America
Good
as
Morning
well.
America. It was on Headline News.
Wow.
Like pretty much all. I don't know if it actually made CNN or not. Anybody see CNN?
Not sure.
I'm not sure if it made CNN, but it was on most of the major news stations.
Is there any way they can turn this into cash? I'd like to, hey, kids, I'll get my cigar out. Let's have you sign up for the book. The movie's coming, you know? You never know. You might be part of a documentary or something. Actually, it comes as a great shot in the arm, though, when, you know, there's been this whole Blue Lives Matter. I mean, Black Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter. And I think that's probably what really fueled this event, except for the gasoline in the car that blew it up. But it didn't blow up. Now, you arrive on the scene. Tell the whole story if you would, Deputy Sunkel.
I got a call saying there was an auto accident and the car was on fire and the female was trapped in the car. I got there and just did what I could to get her out.
Now, and then when did you show up, Officer Nolan?
I showed up just a few seconds after Deputy Sumkel arrived. When we were en route, we were actually notified by our dispatch that there had been an explosion and that there two vehicles at least were on fire. And on approach, you could see a huge cloud of black smoke. So we knew there was a big problem when we first arrived on scene.
Now, approaching a car, you have no training in this, but everybody knows a car that's on fire, often once it gets to the gas tank, big explosion. So you literally, do you have any thoughts about the fact you're running towards this car? I hear those other guys yelling, there's a lady in the car. Of course, my first thoughts are, why weren't you helping her before the officer got there? But whatever. So you run right up to that car.
Yes.
What happens? So what do you see? How hot is it? Did you know, I know you burned your hand. Do you have your hand still in there? Oh, you got it out. Oh, great, great. Use that aloe, huh?
It's amazing stuff. Tells you.
So go ahead. What do you see?
Came up, they said there was somebody trapped in the gold sedan and the car was filled with smoke. So I broke the window and opened the door and made contact with her.
And so here she is, just locked inside.
Yes.
And so what happens next?
She was pinned behind the airbag steering wheel. And I think the left side of the seatbelt had her hooked. And we tried to pull her out and couldn't get her out. And that's when Deputy Nolan arrived.
Wow. So what happens after you arrive?
I reached in to try to pull her out. She was definitely pinned. Her seat was forward. The steering wheel was down against her legs. And we just couldn't get her out. I used the fire extinguisher to keep the flames away from the best I could. The windows on the driver's side had already shattered. And flames were coming through the window, through the dashboard.
Now, all of a sudden you hear a pop. And that makes you pull her back, your fellow officer back.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you trained him. This is kind of really a cool story.
One of many trainers.
Yeah.
For him,
And so
yes.
you pull back, and that's because you hear the pop because you thought maybe something was going to explode, but you said later on you believe it was the tire.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's like, I understand there's sort of two miraculous events that took place. You believe? For instance, one is you never found out how you got the what is it, the strap loose, right? The
Yes.
seatbelt. Tell us about that.
I mean, she had unbuckled it already when I came up to the car. It wasn't on.
Who had?
The female in the car.
Oh, okay, so it was unbuckled.
It was unbuckled, but it was hooked around her left side.
Hooked around her left
Yes.
side. Okay.
And I don't think she could get it off.
But somehow it came off.
Yes.
And then there was something else that you considered kind of miraculous. What was that?
I think
Probably how little we were injured, and I didn't get burned at all, and the Deputy Nolan only suffered minor burns to her hand.
Oh, wow. So that you just do what you got to do when you got to do it, huh?
Yes.
Wow, really cool, huh?
yeah, absolutely. The Indian River County Sheriff's Office has an amazing training unit. We train consistently all year long. You obviously can't train for absolutely everything because every situation is a little
Sure.
different, but we do train all year long for taking action and doing it quickly.
Okay, now you're on national news, then you're driving down the next morning to Fox, and now the governor calls. And who did the governor call? How did the governor find it? He called Sheriff Lohr.
Don't know. Just my phone rang and I answered it, and
You're
the
going
gentleman-
up to meet the governor.
the gentleman said, "Hi, this is the governor."
And so you went with your husband, you went with your mom and dad. So
Yes.
you arrived the night before, you spend the night.
Yes.
And then the next day with Sheriff Lohr, Lieutenant Eric Flowers, who has a show here 11 to 12 on Mondays. You guys are there. What happens next?
We went to the Capitol building. We actually were able to sit in the beginning of the cabinet meeting,
Yeah.
which was impressive and quite the honor.
Wow.
And we were presented with an award.
So did the governor say anything to you personally?
He shook my hand, said he was very proud, and so that was something.
Yeah, and you?
Same thing.
Yeah.
Shook our hands. We were introduced to the Attorney General and a few others who were at the cabinet meeting, and they were all just saying they were very proud of us and very appreciative of what we did.
Did you say come on up sometime and have shrimp on the bobby with them or something?
No, not this time.
So now the dust is just beginning to settle. Is it kind of nice to
It is. It's nice to get back to work. It's nice to get things back to normal.
Why did you become a police officer?
Because it's something I felt I wanted to do. I want to, and this is my community, and I want to help my community any way I can.
Cool. And you, Robert Sunko? Because I know your family, and I believe you're the only cop in the family, right?
Yes.
So why?
Similar to what Deputy Nolan said, and I just fell in love with it in college. Started doing ride-alongs with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, and just fell in love with the job.
How do you like the idea that you realize this? It's like winning an award or being an Olympian. I mean, the rest of your lives, short, long, hopefully long. I mean, you're kind of like deemed officially heroes. Is that pretty cool?
It is cool, but I'm no different than any of the other first responders. We do this quite often. But it is honorable to be in the company of such great people.
Now, on a serious note, how's that lady doing? We don't know.
As far as we know, she's still down in the Kendall Burns Center in Miami.
I mean, I presume the longer I ask you that, and she's got to be convalescing, hopefully.
We're praying for her.
Yeah, pretty severe, huh? Yeah, wow. Well, listen, God bless you guys. I can see you're still touched, aren't you?
A little bit, yeah.
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 Well, anyway, you've been very nice to me, giving me interviews over at the sheriff's office, and been very nice to come in here. I know you got a lot to do, and I thank also Sheriff Laura for allowing you to come in here, and for Lieutenant Flowers for bringing you here. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
God bless you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a safe day and a good life. Officially heroes.
Thank you.
Okay. We got to take a little break. We'll be right back. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai. Also, today's broadcast brought to you by Dr. Tim Iannides, Treasure Coast Dermatology on 37th. You should get a full body scan every year. Dr. Tim Iannides, Treasure Coast Dermatology. This is the mayor who loves you, baby. All right, folks. There you have it, our two heroes.
Thank you, Mr. Palmer.
Thank you.
Sure. You understand why I kind of get a little goofy. I got to try to keep it interesting and stuff.
Don't worry about it.
See, with you.
This isn't really our thing. We're more of a behind
We like
the
to stay
scenes
behind
kind of
the,
thing.
yeah. Don't like being under the microscope. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
does us off a
All
little
right,
bit.
we're all set.
Yes.
We're back to work.
Thanks, sir.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I do. I would like to get my picture with you guys sometime. I forgot to. Bixby's on. Did he already leave, Lieutenant?
Yeah, he
Guess he's
left.
split.
I saw him. Yeah.
Okay.
I saw him.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he had to take off. I know he took a picture.
How new is your camera? In other words, is it higher pixels than mine?
I don't know it.
I got an okay photo with him the other day, but it was all kinds of like a little blurry.
I don't know the pixel rate of your phone.
Okay, would you like to take a picture of him?
Sure, are you gonna be in it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, I'm not taking
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Oh.
I want you guys.
That was hard. But nice. Nice.
I do it on the other side or
camera.
something.
Take off my glasses.
All right.
Great.
Like we're gonna stand right here. Oh, you're gonna do it there? Okay.
No, we're gonna go wherever you say
Sure,
so.
wherever your little heart desires, but, oh,
Well,
wait.
I was thinking right here with
I
this thing
probably need to
behind.
go with the camera function, not the phone function. Unless I'm gonna call a friend.
Do you have an iPhone?
Okay, here we go.
I just want a phone that makes phone calls.
Okay, can you come over here and take it? So this is behind us. And why don't you get your camera out in the meantime, your phone out in the meantime, you can take a picture too. After he's done.
Okay.
And
Here
we're
we go.
bound to get a
there you
decent. We're bound to get a decent one.
There's one, right?
Yeah, right in front of me. There you go.
Okay, there we go. I took 4 pictures, so
Can
one
you
of them has
send
to be
those to
good.
Barbara? Because she's put, we're going to press today. She wanted some pictures with them. Did they come out decent? Let's see.
Yeah, can we take about 10 pounds off of there?
Yeah,
I'd
right.
appreciate it.
Oh, let's see.
The
No
belt,
wonder I'm in front of you.
the belt adds.
Yeah.
10
That's what I
pounds.
keep telling myself.
You take a couple too. Here, come on back. We'll take a couple more.
Where are you going to be
Never know.
positioned?
I'll be positioned back here where I'm not in the picture.
Give me a minute. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, take a couple more.
There.
Yeah. Good, okay, that's about 4.
All right, good.
Pretty
Thanks.
good one out of that.
All right, get out of here before somebody else wants to take the picture.
Thank you.
I don't want Lieutenant getting mad at me,
Mhm.
keeping you too long. All right, say hi to your mom, Robert.
Good morning, listeners. I have really good news for you. If you have a problem with varicose or spider veins, we have an experienced
That's good.
vascular
Who else is coming?
Nobody.
Who's
I
this
booked those
up?
guys. I thought those guys would stay for, oh, that's her water. Can you bring it up to her real quick?
Sure can. Mhm.
There, she's across the street. She's across the street. Here, get on my way. Wait a minute.
Experienced medical doctor qualified to do carotid artery procedures. They lack the mastic plaque. Best of all, his primary office is in Bureau, with additional offices in Sebastian and Fort Pierce as well.
What's going on?
Dr. Remdev is affiliated with three
Oh, my hip.
hospitals. When you need the very best, call Dr. Remdev at Vascular International Vein and Associates. They call it VIVA. The Vero office is
What?
936
I don't know.
37 Place. Dr. Remdev is as pleased to get rid of those unsightly veins as you are.
Well, I'm gonna put you on the air with me.
567-8482. That's 567-8482.
Which one?
Let's see. Call Marshall Frank.
Did you mean author? Which phone number for author? Calling author Marshall Frank. Mobile.
Beverly's at the Orange, Mike.
If you want to look like you have a touch of class, go to touch
Hello?
Hi, is Marshall in?
I'm trying his cell phone.
Okay, thank you.
9900. Remember that number, 770-9900.
Yeah, decent. Hey, can you call in right now?
Not right now. I'm in a restaurant with somebody. Sorry.
Half an hour then.
I'll call you about.
Hey, this is the mayor of the Airways. How you doing? How are you, Beverly?
Oh, I'm very fine. I'm so pleased that I met these heroes. It was just a nice experience to meet such great human beings.
Yeah. So have you been keeping up with this whole story that made national news?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, they certainly have put Vero Beach on the map, and I'm very proud of them.
Yeah. Next thing you know is the president will be, well, the president, I don't know if he would ever do that.
Really?
Well, I don't know. Does he really, you know, I mean, isn't he between the lines, is he anti-blue?
I don't know. But you know what I wonder, and I'm sorry I didn't get a
He's
chance
probably
to
not anti-blue. I
ask.
shouldn't say that.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
But I think we all need to very much so stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So thugs will understand, you know, we're not in your corner.
You know what I wonder? Do they have a nightmare after the fact? What if I didn't do that? That person would have died, would have burned.
Yeah.
And, you
Well,
know,
the young lady, Linda Knowles, she seems rather traumatized about it.
okay, yeah.
And she can look at, she almost cried there when I brought it up. I mean, just I could tell her, she almost made me cry. And I was like, you're still upset, you know, sure, because she wants that lady to live.
We never know how we're going to respond. And
No.
they both of them responded beautifully, but it's because of their training also. I mean, I see a situation and I want to be sure that I'm doing the correct thing. You know, how do I help people? But then when you have the training, it comes automatically. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
But, you know, they deserve the glory because we need more people like that. And also to recognize our police officers. My goodness, they're there for us, and thank goodness.
Yeah, well, you heard that story about that guy and his friend. They were up in the woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the one guy, he got bit right on the lips by the rattlesnake. And he's laying there, like, you know, and he's just feeling really sick, and they don't know what to do. He says, quick, run down the mountain, and see if you can get somebody. So the other guy runs down the mountain, finds a doctor. He said, what are we going to do? The guy was, bit by this rattlesnake. So he says, well, you're going to have to slit it open with a knife, and then you're going to have to suck out the blood, So he runs back up the mountain, and the other guy says, so what did the doctor say to do? He said, you're going to die.
Oh, no.
Because he wasn't about to kiss that guy in the lips. It ain't happening. I was thinking, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, Can you imagine?
No, not many people.
Now they say not to do that. They say it's not necessary. Just the most important thing is the pressure on the chest to keep the heart going.
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. And my point is, if you're in a situation and somebody is having an attack, you want to be sure, you hope you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And you try to recall, what did you learn? Because so many times we hear about these courses where people are learning to resuscitate. And I tried to do that with my husband when he was dying. But once, the heart stops, it's very hard to bring it back. And it's not me as a layman to be able to do that.
Now, when your husband, you're in, is it okay to talk about that? I mean, is that the circumstances?
Yeah, certainly.
Okay, so you were making love, or you just finished making
Well,
love?
don't go into that part.
Well, it's part of it, but which was it, before or during?
After.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's on it. So now you said, did he immediately become unconscious, or was he grasping for air?
He was gasping for air.
And
yes.
still alive?
Not really. I believe at that point he wasn't, but I did everything I could. And you feel so helpless.
Now, if you had known how to put the pressure on a chest, would have he lived, did the doctor say?
No, they said it was far gone because it was a clot. It's coronary occlusion.
Coronary occlusion.
Occlusion. Yes, yeah. So that's why it's good to take these courses, but sometimes it's inevitable. The person has died.
Yeah.
And you have to accept that.
What do you think you'll be thinking the last breath?
Me?
Yeah.
I hope I don't even have any brains at the time.
Yeah.
Because
I don't want to die.
Nobody wants to die. I mean, but yet I met somebody yesterday. She said, I'm ready to go. And I said, no, there's so much more to life. She said, no, I've done everything. Well, I just feel there's a lot out there yet.
I don't know. Maybe, it's like the river flows, and maybe there's a time to come, there's a time to go. Like my brother, 6 months before he drowned, he was at my house. And I remember specifically, it's like he wanted to tell me this message. It was just he and I. He had been at my parents' house, my mom and Ben. Ben was my stepdad, married to my mom for over 40 years, treated her like a queen. So great guy, fell in love with him. But anyway, and I'll always love both of them. But anyway, so my brother says, he'd lived on his sailboat for many years. His boat was moored outside of or docked outside of my house there. And he was going to head up towards, Amelia Island. And then from there, which I would see him one more time up there. And then he headed up to Beaufort, which is where he drowned on the 911. But anyway, so 6 months before that, he said, we were in my kitchen. He says, I told Mom and Ben. So now he was telling me, he says, if something should happen up ahead here, I've really done everything I wanted to do in my life.
Really? So he was reconciled to the fact
it was
that
precognitive or whatever it was, because now I hardly paid attention to it. It's like stupid. Did you not hear what he was saying? It's like, then now I played that scene over in my mind 10,000 times. Like, why didn't I say, wait a second, maybe we can alter the course of destiny, or maybe you could desire to stay and God will let you stay. But he said, I've kind of done everything. If something should happen up ahead, I've really done everything I wanted to do. Is that amazing?
Yeah, but don't feel badly about not listening to him and trying to correct the situation, because people have this feeling, and we all are inspired, and yet sometimes we have no reason to live. And I just feel that life is precious.
Now, they say the number one ailment to strike people that are elderly, quote unquote, is depression, because they no longer feel of value. Now, you have had a lot of free time on your hands. Your husband died when he was 49?
No, 59.
59, okay. And so here you are, and you write a book.
I wrote a book because I want to help people. I know there's a natural way of wanting to share.
Mhm.
By sharing your experience, maybe you can help somebody else. And I realized that I never thought of death. We were in our 50s.
Yeah.
And that's why when you
I
were
think the
talking
party's
to
gonna
your
go on
brother,
forever at that point, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
But the only trouble is now I'm more realistic. When I hear symptoms that people have, I say, go to the doctor. That's a sign. My husband had high blood pressure. It's a silent illness. You don't even feel it. So you think I'm invincible. I'm going to go on forever, you know. And then you find out, no. So I find that now I have an awareness, and that's important.
Well, you have awareness.
I have awareness when I'm with people and I say, you need to see a doctor. People don't want to accept the fact that maybe they could die.
Now, all this being said, you know, I can personally testify. I won't testify that I've had miraculous encounters with a power greater than myself, who I believe to be Yeshua or Jesus, the Jewish Messiah.
And you want to share them.
I do want to share them because it converted my life, changed my life entirely, this experience. And yet I'm more in trouble than the regular person because I'm like doubting Thomas. You know, even Jesus said, blessed are you. Remember, he said, I don't believe. He said, well, put your fingers right here in the holes of my hand. When he had written, he said, you know, blessed art thou, Thomas, but more blessed are those that believe who have not seen. I don't know why faith is so important to God.
You call yourself a doubting Thomas.
Yeah.
But I see you being very optimistic when you have new guests here. You have wonderful ways of bringing out the best in them. And that's a gift. And that's important.
Well, but like this morning, if you go to my Facebook site, I just shared something. There was this Muslim guy, and he was studying to be a terrorist and practicing with guns. He said he liked the smell of the metal, and he wanted to die for Allah, you know. But Allah is not a God of relationship. He's a God who's a God, you know. But anyway, so he cries out. He says, you know, after I guess years, he was in training camp for being a terrorist and everything. And he said he cried to the guy. He says, well, you know, after meeting some Christians, he goes, well, Allah, these Christians, they don't want to kill us like I've been taught. What is this all about? And so anyway, he calls out to God, and he says, finally, he calls out to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and says, you know, are you God? And anyway, he has like an encounter, and he comes to believe it. He says he has an experience with Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus, and is converted, and his life is radically changed. And now he's a wonderful, loving human being. Former terrorist, studying to be a terrorist.
Amazing. Remember the other day, I wondered where are the mothers of these people, terrorists, and I was told that the mothers have conditioned, you know, to teach their children that this is what you do, and because of their faith, which is a faith that doesn't honor living beings. Isn't it amazing that life is so precious, and they take it away, and they think that's right?
Well, you know, people want to be validated. And if somebody comes up to a young person and says, hey, you know, join in our cult, whatever the cult may be. And, you know, you're going to have, you know, you're going to give up your life for us, and you're going to have, you know, 17 virgins there waiting for you, and you're going to, you know, have a crown on your head and everything. Wow, you're going to be somebody. You're somebody now. You come with us. We'll make you a lieutenant, whatever. And, you know, it's just like people working all their lives for titles that are just flippantly getting mad. I mean, actually, that's why I took on the name of mayor. It's fun, but it's like saying, hey, you and your titles. Yeah, that's good. You got a title. Good. I'll call myself the almighty king of the airwaves. Of course, God knocked me for a loop if I did that.
But you know, it brings back to fame.
Yeah.
The poem that you recorded the other day, and the circus of fame. And I find a lot of these people want to be on television. They want to be known throughout the world. They're looking for fame. And as you said, they're trying to validate who they are. So we all have different ways of looking for validation. This is really pathetic, isn't it? To go ahead and, you know, take your own life with a bomb and kill hundreds of people. That's a terrible fame, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, who would want that? But, you know, people are People are blinded by greed. They're blinded by pride. Well, anyway, so I appreciate you. Remember, I forgot about that. Yeah, I just wrote this on March 17th, which was Yiddish Day.
Yeah, right.
Circus of Fame, the Circus of Fame. You're a painted clown surrounded by bloodsuckers endlessly hanging around. Autograph seekers follow every step you go. You wanted this fame. Say it ain't so, Joe. Narcissistic obsession, room for just yourself. Isolation creeps up. No vacancy for anyone else. Carnival lights glare 24 hours a day. The party never ends. Everyone's gone. Time to pay. No space for peace in woods near a stream. Your soul has no quiet. A nightmare, not a dream. It's a wild beast out of control. Your anonymity forever sold. You created a monster swallowed up worldly game. Stuck behind prison walls. This jailhouse, it has a name. A dark cloud follows you. Where you go, it rains. You chose this taskmaster. Life in the fast lanes. You can't point your finger. No one else to blame. Another chained dancing bear in the circus of fame.
That sums it up beautifully. The narcissistic. I think a lot of times people don't know about self-love, and they need to be validated. I'm important. I'm somebody.
Yeah, the fame of man is fleeting, though. I mean, think about it. I mean, Paul McCartney is at the Grammys, and I have friends who attended the Grammys, and they tell me all kinds of stories. And Paul McCartney, after all these years with the Beatles, you know who Paul McCartney is.
Oh, of course. Mm-hmm.
And an exceedingly gifted musician, a genius, exceedingly gifted bass player, composer, singer. Anyway, so he gets up there and sings, and they said the number one tweet, there were 30 million tweets across the world at that moment going, who is Paul McCartney? From predominantly young females.
Oh, okay.
They don't know. So the fame of man is fleeting.
It is fleeting.
I mean, the Beatles will be remembered, I guess,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
People are talking less and less about Elvis. It'll fall.
I feel sorry for celebrities when the fame fades, then they start to doubt themselves.
And talk about now a full cycle, talk about God. Pontius Pilate says, wasn't him who said, let this guy go. If it's of nothing, it'll fade away. If it's something, there's nothing we can do anyway. And you know what? Look what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They're still talking about Jesus. Oh, by the way, what year is it? Okay, it's 2016.
Yes.
Oh, that's the marking of what? The birth of Jesus. Well, that's pretty remarkable. What a coincidence.
Okay.
Gotta take a break. This is the mayor of the airwaves enjoying our hot coffee in the morning. You can join our coffee club every day, 6 to 10, 107.9 FM, 1370 on your AM dial. iHeartRadio is a free app you can get for your device. iHeartRadio, waxy like a candle, wax E. Get the device. We'll be right back.
Regal Paint Design Centers includes Vero Beach within its 11
That's good.
locations throughout
Now, what phone is this? A 5S? Hey,
Hey,
Larry, you want to check, Larry?
Yeah, I guess I have to.
You go see that room that when you come in, right to the right on that desk is where it is.
Okay.
The very first room on the right.
Very good.
Regal Paint carries the best and comes with directions from the top experts. Just call Jorge at
I'm glad you read your poem.
772-2577.
Because of you.
No, but I could never, ever pull something like that together. It's just amazing. Mm-hmm. The Circus of Fame. Wow.
Actually, that's a pretty decent poem, isn't it? Huh?
What's that?
That's a pretty decent poem, isn't it?
Yes, it's very. That's my favorite.
Wow.
I like your homeless.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you? I'm Larry. I'm with the radio
Hey,
station.
Larry, this is
Yeah.
our.
Yeah, you got 10 minutes? Let me take it for a test drive.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
The what?
Just gonna head out to 95.
This
Just
is
shoot
our-
up Sebastian real quick.
Well, you don't want to go to Sebastian. Too much construction there. You got.
Oh, okay, I gotta go south.
Head the other way. It's nice straight away.
Okay.
This is our guest concierge. This is Beverly. She's
See
a volunteer.
on the website.
Oh,
Volunteer.
is he going to be on the air with you?
Yeah, stay on for a minute.
No, I gotta get going. I gotta go to Port St. Lucie.
I need somebody for 5 minutes.
I have to go to Port St. Lucie.
Okay, you just spend 5 minutes with me.
And
If
who
you
are
spend 5, I won't have the check for you next month.
Yeah, right.
Sit your ass down, boy. Seriously.
This has not been open if you
No,
want
that's
it,
good.
okay?
Thank you.
Mhm. And you're-
Now you've lost some weight.
Yeah, 155 pounds.
Now? Lean in. Okay. Yeah. Brought to you by chowcab.com.
But you
Is he
don't,
advertising with you guys?
and who are you?
I've been working with Rhett for about 20 years now. I work for the radio station,
Oh,
iHeartMedia.
and your name?
Larry.
Larry.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I've heard the name Larry, sure. Okay, so you know this guy.
Oh, for a long, long time. Ever since he first came to town with his guitar.
Really? Wow.
Singing jingles for what was the lady's name off Hampton House? That was like the first jingle on the air, wasn't it?
Which one?
The Hampton House.
Yeah. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot about that.
He's a dude. He's a doodler.
Yeah.
Pick her in a
Remember that? Come on over to our house. The Hampton House. Tastes good.
So Larry, you've been living here like many
Oh, yeah.
years?
Yeah, since I was 12 years old. I'm from Kentucky originally.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm only here 3 years. I picked this community because I thought it offered so much.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it is a beautiful community. Love living here.
And you know what? There are different economic levels. I think that's very healthy for the community.
Right.
So what else do you do?
Get along, little dog, get along now. Get along, doggy, get along somehow. Get along, doggy, get a little long. Get along, doggy, and I'll sing a little song for you.
Table tennis. I love playing ping pong. Yeah, I've been playing for 40 some years now, and I compete. And I just went to Vegas and played the U.S. Nationals in December.
Well, I went to the club because I love.
Get along, doggy, get a little do. Get along, doggy, and I'll get a do.
By the Marine. Oh, that was a long time ago then.
Oh, get a little I'll get along with you. Hey, it's another beautiful day in paradise. Come on over to our house. The Hampton House. Tastes good, the Hampton House. Fresh cut beef, pork roast. Oh, delicious. Melt in your mouth. Turkey with stuffing and all the fixings. Also, you get that lamb. Yeah, fresh baked lamb. It's all over at the Hampton House. Right, Larry?
Best quesadillas you've ever had.
Come on over to our house. The Hampton House. Tastes good. Except there's a bank there now.
Mm-hmm.
No more Hampton House.
One of the first jingles you ever did when you first came to town, and you and I met.
Yep. The Hampton House. Tastes good. John Lloyd Builders. We'll build your dream, whatever it was. They're retired, man. Living up in the Carolinas now. The Hampton House got plowed under, and now Janet works with her brother, Rhett, the street here in Royal Palm Point. McInerney, I believe is the name. McInerney Investments. Doing well in the stock market and stuff like that. How are you, Lawrence?
Oh, I'm doing great, Rhett. Good to see you this morning.
Good to see you. So we've known each other how many years?
Oh, a little over 20 some years. You and I got together and started doing a little radio together. And I think you first came to town, did some jingles, and then we started a show up at in Sebastian at Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, Rhett, let's start doing this every day. And that's where it began.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was a guest on your station. They said, hey, what's it, Bradley calls me in.
Yeah,
we got boring radio. Would you like to be in the radio business?
There you go. Dan Bradley.
He was a character.
Yeah, he was a character.
You know, he used to take me outside and he would put his finger right on my chest. Today would be abuse, I guess. And he would push me up against the wall. You know, not that I didn't. I figured, I said, I'm going to take it from this guy because I figured God had sent him into my life to humble me. And I think I needed a little humbling.
Every day we give you a little humbling.
Remember, you and I had a little celebration together once.
Oh, yeah.
We had to be reconciled through
Bob Valentino.
Bob Valentino.
Good buddy
He's
of ours.
retired now.
Yes, he is.
Hale Groves.
Many years with Hale Groves.
Yeah. First got to town, they bought 500 of my cassettes, my patriotic cassettes for sale.
Patriotic Palmer. Yes.
Yeah. Then I got on the air and I don't know, whatever. So here we are, all these years later. How's your wife?
My wife is doing well.
Hey, you have lost how many pounds? Ready with the applause in there. Ready with the applause. How many pounds has you lost?
I got way up there and I went to Dr. Radicke and he's helped me. I've lost 155 pounds.
100 and what?
155 pounds.
Wow.
Oh my word! In the past, what, the year and a half?
About a year and a half, yeah. Well, coming up on a 2-year anniversary. July.
You're half the man you used to be.
Well, you know.
Why do you like that?
I enjoy it. Being active again and doing what I love. You know me, I play table tennis. Been doing it for over 40 some years now.
Now, how are you keeping it off?
Actually,
are you determined this time, or you just surrendered to it this time?
Yeah, change of lifestyle. You have to know your limits and basically just try to keep active. And I think honestly, whether it be losing weight or not, the activity, staying active, will keep you young. You know, I'm 60, be 61 in May. I'm still staying.
Hey, you're catching up with me, boy.
Yeah, I'm still staying in probably the top 15% in the country in table tennis.
Wow. Top 15%. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so I enjoy
that is amazing.
Love to compete.
Yeah.
And I love beating little skinny people.
And now you lost 155.
155. Yeah.
Jeez, Larry.
Yeah.
Well, what
you might live a long life now. What are you going to do with all that?
Well, the
time?
motivation was just not being able to do what I enjoy. When you don't have the breath, you don't have the energy, you don't have the stamina to do the things you like, your life has to change.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, listen, I want to thank you, Larry, for being a good friend all these years.
Hey, you're a great guy,
and in case you die, you know who loves you. Or maybe I'll die.
The mayor of the airways.
You never know who's
the mayor of the airways.
But Barbara says, keep talking about that. You got years to go. Well, you never know. Maybe. Maybe
live life every day. Enjoy it. Yeah. Enjoy it.
Well, I lost my brother and you lost your brother.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
Hey, God bless you.
Have a good day.
Glad I met you.
All right, I'll give you
a reminder of the old days.
Hey, wait a second. Hold on. I'm getting my picture taken with you. That I can say, my friend who lost all that weight. Oh, this thing's been on the whole time.
Been recording?
Yeah.
Just think, Larry, give me a piggyback ride. It's back to the old days.
Have fun, buddy.
Top 50% table tennis. So.
I stay in the top 15% in the country, yeah. I'm the local champion here. I beat the young guys here, and I play. Usually, I go to like Merritt Island, play on Mondays and Wednesdays. I play here on Thursdays, play in Cocoa on Sundays. So.
Did you notice your game improved after the weight loss?
Oh yeah.
Now let's stand over here better.
Just the stamina, and your quickness will get.
Yeah. They have these new. That's probably our next guest.
Take care, buddy.
Hey, Larry.
Man, have a good one.
Good to see you, man.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, Larry. Oh, take pictures just of you. Look at that. Lost 100. How much? 150?
115 pounds.
Yeah.
155 pounds, not 115.
Okay, stand over here if you want, all right? I'm going to do one with the thing. Okay.
Our news break at the top of the hour, so we should be back on in about 5 minutes.
All right. Now let's do it without that.
You're welcome.
Oh. Cool.
All right, man. Thank
All right,
you.
see you later.
Thank you, Rhett.
Thank you, Larry.
Barbara said hi and thank you.
All right. Anything I can do for you, let me know.
Who's on now? Just
I don't know.
I don't know.
But you can sit in here.
You're not Richard, are you? Whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah. That's interesting. I find that certain people think of death, fear death, but I have found a lot of times it's creative people.
Really?
Which guest were you expecting?
Who's the lady?
The lady is Angel Peach from Little Birthday Angels.
Okay, yeah, she's only going to be on for about 3 minutes. So you just tell Marshall that.
Okay.
Or they can both be on at the same time.
I think you're gonna end up with Angel.
You there, Angel? Okay, we're gonna put you on in a few minutes. Would you tell Marshall that, what's happening?
I always review.
Actually, if you put him on, I'll actually introduce him first and then I'll go to her. That's what I'll do.
I'll put them both on. So,
Right.
He'll be on if he in
Okay,
case
hold
he has
on.
any questions.
You'll sound like I'm hanging up, but I'm not.
No, you can't hang up on him.
Don't hang up.
Yeah, when I pick up a phone.
Hey, listen, if you want to find fun music like that, like don't hang, oh no, oh, don't you do it, baby, or rama lama 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 ding dong or something. I don't care, why must I be a teenager? Let's add a little fun to the show, You know what I thought about doing a couple of years ago? Tell me what you think of this. Do you go to Panera Bread?
No.
Okay, well I do. You know why I like it? They play classical music.
Mhm.
What have we got away? Everybody plays all these songs. What if we just played really classical music coming in and out of breaks? I think it would bring the image of our show up a couple of notches.
Alternated.
Well, you don't want to alternate. What you want to do in life is you're going to open up an ice cream stand, sell ice cream. Don't sell ice cream and cookies and this and that. Be focused. So we have to decide what we are.
Whatever you want to do.
Be creative, Shane.
Yeah, play some songs, man. Oh, let's see. Yeah. When are we having our meeting? Oh, that's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, that's tomorrow at 12:15.
Beverly, you can stay in here. Just sit over there.
No, I'm fine.
I want you in here.
Okay.
That way you can comment or something. If you have some, you just do a little.
Oh, you're going to talk to Marshall?
We're going to talk to this lady and Marshall.
What's the lady? Tell me about her.
She's just going to be on for 3 minutes talking about something to do with, they're having a charity event to collect money for kids that can't have birthday parties. Well, you'll hear about it. Put the headset on. You'll hear
Oh,
it.
somebody 3 minutes, I wouldn't interfere. Okay.
Now, my headset has nothing on it. Should it at this point, or are we still in the news? Now, are we on YouTube?
Yes.
So all the things I've been saying off air, I got to be careful.
You said some good.
We can't rewind that thing about the, oh no, we're fine.
No.
What's that?
I can't edit it out either.
Okay. Now, because of your stature, I hope you won't mind. It's harder for me to kneel down. What I'd like to try is an attempt. Would you go, whether now or we can go later on today, and get that other intercom out of there, bring it here? Because when she spoke to me there, it came in clear as a bell. Now, if it does the same thing here, then we'll know somebody did something on one of the lines with maybe the YouTube thing or whatever that we've installed. So I don't know. But don't do it now because we're going to go on, right?
Rhett, that intercom has been switched 3 times.
What do you mean?
Remember the first day we had this issue? I
Yeah.
switched the intercom.
Oh, so it's not the intercoms.
Then today, me and Eric Flowers switched the intercoms.
Oh, so it's not.
So it's not the intercoms.
It's since you put in that YouTube thing.
I don't think it's a YouTube thing because they're not connected. That goes to a USB cord that goes all the way through. At this point in time, I'm thinking about switching your intercom out with another one.
Let's try it.
We'll do it at the bottom of the hour.
Okay.
Because I'm in the spot.
Great idea. Can you turn my headset volume up a little bit? And it sounds like it's over-modulated. No, it sounds good now.
Oh, it's you. Okay.
At Surf Pro of Vero Beach, no job is too big and no question is too small. So when fire, water, or mold damage strikes your home or business, call on Surf Pro of Vero Beach at 7.
What's the name of that place that delivers mail over there that advertises with us on 12th and US 1?
Postal Connection.
So when the things that matter most are on the line, make sure Surf Pro of Vero Beach gets you by calling 772-770-0501. That's Surf Pro of Vero Beach, helping make fire, water, and mold damage like it never, ever happened. Franchises are independently owned and operated.
Well, it is I, the drummer of the airways. Doesn't that sound like a drum, like a horse? Get along with the doggy. All right. Anyway, we have Marshall Frank on the line. Are you there, Mr. Marshall Frank? And how are you this morning? It's another beautiful day in paradise, Marshall Frank. And did you watch the conversations on TV last night with the Donald Trump?
In and out a little bit.
In and out a little bit. All right, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then Cruz, I don't know, but anyway, I just was, well, I don't know. I just can't listen to Cruz. Something about his voice. I can't have his voice there for 4 years. What will I do? I'd rather have Bill Clinton back in there. I just want to say this, Rhett. If you give me a chance, I'd like to be back in the White House with Hillary, and yeah, he'll be back in the White House there. And she even said I could fool around in the Oval Chair when I want to, you know. So what?
Reminds me of an actor playing a politician.
Yeah, you're right. I tell you what, hold on a second. We have another lady on the line, and ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I am.
And your name is?
Angel Peach.
Angel Peach. What a name. That's a great, and you sound like an Angel Peach.
Oh.
Yeah. Now, actually, you are an angel in disguise because you have started something that is helping children, right?
Yes, homeless children.
You help homeless children. Now, what do you do, Angel?
Well, I started an organization called Little Birthday Angel, and we provide birthday celebrations for homeless kids living on the Treasure Coast.
Well, first of all, how do you find the homeless kids?
Well, currently we have celebrations monthly at 4 different shelters. Hibiscus Children's Center, Hope for Families, Samaritan Center, and Safe Space.
Wonderful. Now, so you came up with this idea. Why? What inspired this? And then I would like to know how it all works.
Well, about a year and a half ago, I was dropping off donations at Hibiscus, and I just feel like God led this question to me. And I just asked what they happened to do for birthdays out of the blue, and they just said that they had a group of ladies that were bringing cakes, but they just really didn't have the extra funds to do something, special for the kids as far as gifts and birthday celebration.
Well, first of all, I want to know that the former CEO or president, one of those important people over there at Hibiscus, came on my show and said there had been an 18-year-old, for instance, moved from foster home to foster home to foster home, had never, ever in his life had a birthday party, and had his first birthday party and cake at the age of 18 at Hibiscus Children's Center. Yeah, 18 years with no birthday cake.
Really special. It's beyond most of our scope of thinking that kids would go their whole life without just being honored on that day.
Okay.
People around them.
Well, I've got some folks that have told me I could call them when I needed them. Now, they are advertisers of my show. They're called Just Desserts. Now, when we get off the air, I want you to go to justdesserts.com. If you have a hard time, call me after 10 o'clock this morning when I get off the air. I'll give you their personal phone number. But let's get them to make some cupcakes for our birthday party coming up, because this is a mother and daughter business. They do delicious wedding cakes and big cakes and small cakes and cupcakes and all kinds of stuff. And they can even do stuff for diabetic children, whatever. But they're called Just Desserts. So when we get off the air, I want you to log on to justdesserts.com and check them out, and then we'll make this thing happen, okay?
Wonderful, thank you.
I'm sure they already told me they would like to make some donations to area organizations like that. It'll help get their name out. People will be more inclined to do business with them, and they'll be very successful. The cakes are delicious. It's just phenomenal, the work they do. But okay, so now, what exactly do you do? There's an event coming up you want my listeners to know about. What is that event?
Yes, on Sunday, this weekend, it's God's Not Dead 2 premiere weekend at Majestic Theater. And on Sunday, we're having a fundraising event. The doors open at 3:30, and we're going to have raffle, and the show actually will start at 4 o'clock, around 4 o'clock. And the tickets are $12. Now with that, you get the ticket, popcorn, soda, a cupcake, of course, and a raffle ticket. And then we'll be selling other raffle tickets. There's many wonderful businesses that donated some great prizes.
Now, Majestic is allowing you to do this?
They sure are.
Now they're good. They're good family. You know, that's the I believe that's Rick Starr's family. I forget his wife's first name, but of course they have the best.
Sabrina, his daughter, is the one that has put this together for us, and they've done a lot of great promotions for us with this.
Well, you know, make sure you tell them that in every issue of Heroes Voice magazine, we put their sign of their theater right in our magazine for our reviews, and that is because I love that theater, and they have the best popcorn and seats.
Yes.
And they're local people, and it's so classy over there. But anyway, so well tell Sabrina we thank her and admire them for doing this. And all the money you make that day will go to help children have birthday parties.
Yes, we're all volunteer.
Homeless
so 100%
children.
of any proceeds that we make go directly back to the children. We have a different theme each month. We go in with this past month was a pirate theme, and we go in with games and beautiful decorations, cakes, presents, goodie bags for all the kids, and they just so look forward to us coming each month. It's really precious.
Well, good. Well, we want to help out. So if people want to get in touch with you and make a donation or find out more, do you have a little website, at least a one-page website on this?
Oh, we have a beautiful website that PDGO put together for us. It's called littlebirthdayangels.org. And then, of course, we have a Facebook page that has lots of great pictures and all about our events.
Wow.
It's also Little Birthday Angels.
Okay, Little Birthday Angels. That's it, right? Now, listen, your name is Angel Peach. Now, that you got to admit that's you know, are you still there, Marshall Frank?
On the line listening.
Now you have to, Angel Peaches. Now, come on, it sounds almost like you know you made that up. You understand that? I know you've lived with it your whole life, but it's like, are you from like Peachtree Plaza in Atlanta or something, or what?
No, I married into the Peach name, and it's funny. I'm the second angel to marry into the Peach family, so there are 2 Angel Peaches out there.
So you're aware how different it is, right?
Oh, yeah, there's a chuckle every time I say it.
You know, you like with a name like that, you know, I've written some children's book, which I yet have to publish, but with a name like Angel Peach, I mean, it's a perfect name for like an author of isn't it?
Yes, it's adorable.
You know, I ought to have you on here to like read some children's story or something. And now for the children's story time with Angel Peach.
Speaking of story time, the Vero Beach Book Center for the whole month of April has been doing a book drive for us, which actually will end today. It's been the whole month, or actually tomorrow, the whole month of April.
And?
So no, this is March.
Yes.
So if you go in there and donate a new book to us, they actually give you a cupcake.
Oh, they'll give me a cupcake. Yeah. Now wait a second. But if I go in and buy, if I go in and buy a children's book, then it'll get to the children, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I have a couple of brand new books I just bought over there. One is The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein.
Oh, great book.
Okay, it's brand new. I'd like to give that, and I'd like to give a few more books. So I want you to make sure you get in touch with me once we're off the air, okay?
Yeah.
Because this is what I believe, ladies and gentlemen. I am a high school dropout. I had a problematic childhood. I had somebody who pulled me aside and told me to read, that there was power in knowledge. And because of that person, I just read everything I wanted to read. I don't care if it was about sex, everything you wanted about sex, whatever you want to read. I read about movies. I wanted to be a film director. I read all these movies, you know, about movie directors and stuff, whatever it is. But if we get children, and I think I've done okay. I mean, you know, God's allowed me to feed myself.
Oh my goodness, yes, you've got a wonderful radio station.
But for a high school dropout, you know, and it's because I learned to read. So you got me 100% in your corner, okay, Angel? And I will help you.
This as well. Natalie's Orchid Island Youth Company.
Oh, they're great.
For every birthday child, they donate a Bible and a devotional for every child.
Wonderful. Well, listen.
And that is
This is great. Listen, let's not be strangers, because I want to do an article on you in my Vero's Voice magazine. I want you to take pictures of this event that's coming up Sunday. We'll put it in the social section of Vero's Voice magazine, because Vero's Voice is for all the people, the barrier island and the main island. We're not segregated, and we're for everybody. And so I'd like to get some photos in our social section for you, okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
Listen, don't be a stranger. Call me a little later today. Get back in touch with me, okay?
Thank you.
We'll see you Sunday, 3 o'clock at the Majestic Theater.
3:30.
3:30. Okay, we'll see you then.
Thank you so much.
Okay, God bless you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, what a name, Angel Peach. Can you imagine?
I know, it's-
Marshall?
I wonder, you can just see the logo now, a big fuzzy peach with a halo around it.
Well, that's a great idea, yeah. You know, and yeah, that's a great Angel Peach.
You know, I want to refer to something that Marshall had in his book, because before we were talking about the politicians,
Now, what's the name of that book that you were reading of his?
the way things ought to
She
be.
can't stop talking about you, Marshall. Beverly
But-
can't stop
but
talking.
Marshall-
You're like her new idol.
You're so right about why do we select the president, and visually. Now, you said, Rhett, that you didn't like the way he talked, whoever.
Yeah, what's that guy,
But-
Cruz?
But people aren't looking at substance, they're looking at the physical being.
Yeah,
Is he good looking?
Yeah.
What kind of a wife he has?
Mm.
I mean, what about Abraham Lincoln? If he was running today,
Yeah, no,
he
couldn't
wouldn't win on his looks, would he?
No.
So anyway, your book is so informative, Marshall.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Ben. What a nice plug. You know, this whole thing with charisma and looks began with, I think, in the modern era with Jack Kennedy and Richard Nixon. And because, you know, as far as charisma and appearance is concerned, Nixon was no match for John F. Kennedy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's the reason Kennedy became the president. He was
Well,
against
hold on.
vice president.
But hold on a second. Jack Kennedy. Oh, what's that? What's his most favorite saying that we play once in here in a while, Sparky?
So, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
Yeah, I mean,
You had that just handy right there.
yeah. I like JFK, and you know what I like best about JFK, and is that he had a sense of humor, and I believe that's what I like about Bush Senior too. Now Bush W has a self-deprecating humor. He really does, because he'll get up there and talk about his swagger, you know, like he just got off a horse, and he has that John Wayne thing going.
Yeah.
But Senior is he just gives me the giggles. JFK had the power to laugh at himself. Look at Mark Twain, one of the greatest authors I've ever read, right, Marshall?
Well,
Self-deprecating humor. Self-deprecating humor.
Mhm.
You know, and I think it's a sign of humility.
Do you think Mr. Trump has any humility?
I've seen numbers of interviews with him where I find him very humble about a lot of things. I mean, he's straightforward about, you know, he knows he's rich and he's using it to his best advantage and all that. And but I've seen him criticize himself in some interviews, which didn't surprise me. Actually.
Well, you know what I think Trump should do? I think that they could take notation of everybody in America that votes for him. And he says, out of those people that vote for me, I'm going to pick 10 people that have voted. I'm just going to pick them out of a hat, and each one will get $1 million. Boy, the Democrats are trying to buy the votes by saying we're going to give you free phones and free food and everything. Donald Trump will win the thing that way. Isn't that a good idea? Hey, look at, you know, I got to tell you something. What do I think about politicians? You want to hear what I think about politicians?
I think I'm going to.
He got his guitar.
Don't groan back in there. Okay, a little echo on my voice, please. I'm so sick. Crank it up real strong so it's really like almost like that. I'm so sick of politics. Con men and a bag of tricks. Fat cats making dubious decisions. Washington needs adult supervision. You haven't heard that before? Oh, man. Now, you shouldn't.
Have the same audience that just heard John F. Kennedy's speech.
Yeah, John F. Kennedy.
My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
That's right.
I know that was not an original line. He copied that from an existing line.
Oh, yeah, which line was that?
I forgot. Now I forgot, but that was.
You forgot. You're gonna, hold on a second. You're gonna go on radio. Now we're national radio on iHeartRadio, WAXE. And you're gonna say that you're gonna contest this, that you're gonna suggest that the former president of the United States stole this from somebody, plagiarized it, and then you cannot back up your allegations? Now, by the way, he did not write that speech. He had a speech writer. So the speech writer stole it, man.
Yeah, well, I think most politicians with some integrity will look over the speech before they give it.
Yeah.
And
Well, come on, it's a great thing. Ask not what your country can do for you, rather what you can do for your country.
My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
I can't tell who has the better Boston accent than you.
I love Boston. I'm going up this summer, you know, I'm going to go to Fenway again. Already got my tickets.
Well, Fenway is still one of the original parks that's still used.
I love it.
I would love to go there one time just before they tear it down.
I only been there. Oh, I hope they're not going to tear that one down. If they do, who wants something new? Please, would America stop with the new crap? I was just down in Stuart, Florida. You ever go to Stuart? Okay. Now in Stuart, Florida, they have brick buildings. Anybody that knows me and follows me, I was on Facebook recently and I went live down there after dinner one night.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you saw it or not, but I'm walking around going, wow, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It was amazing how many viewers I got instantly. Of course, it kind of ticked up Barbara off. But anyway, so I'm walking around with my iPhone doing this. Brick buildings. Actually, downtown Stuart looks like old-timey. And, you know, in Italy, you been to Italy, Marshall? In Italy, you're not allowed to paint. Stop with that high thing, Rhett. It's not attractive. Sound like Jerry Seinfeld. All right, let's bring it back down here where we're allowed now. Okay, but in Italy, put on my radio voice. In Italy, you're not supposed to, you're not allowed to, you know, alter your building or do any of that stuff without permission. And well, we have, oh, look at that. We have a dolphin in the window here. Look at the dolphin in the window, waving with its fins to me. Oh, he's telling me we have to take a break.
Okay.
Sparky says we have to take a break. But anyway, so where was I going with all this?
We were talking about Italy and the different rules and no pink.
Why don't we start building, you know, buildings to last? Okay, we're going to take a little break. Today's broadcast brought to you by Route 60 Hyundai. Go out there today and see Tommy Chiranza. You buy a car today, and I'll give you a check for $200 from my personal account. Today and today only. What's today's date?
Today is the 30th.
The 30th, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody buys a car today, show me the contract, $200 from the mayor of the airways.
Wow.
Route 60 Hyundai.
Uh-huh.
Indian River Walking Clinic voted
This is
best
adorable.
urgent care 2 years worldwide because it is the best. With great providers, convenient hours, great locations, staff
Is this yours?
Indian River
Yeah.
Walking Clinic.
Is Marshall staying with us?
5% patient satisfaction.
Oh.
The best part is Indian River Walking Clinic is moving to a brand new space twice the size, just 2 doors down. So if you need fast, friendly medical care, visit Indian River Walking Clinic, Miracle Mile Plaza. They'll make you feel better now. We're outside CJ Cannon.
Hello,
has
Marshall.
something to say about CJ Cannon.
The best
Marshall
breakfast in
Frank?
town.
You love it, still there.
Absolutely.
Just a second, can you stay with us?
I would have to say the traditional
We're gonna go right into the news, right? We're gonna go right into the news.
Yes,
Yeah, we're gonna go right into the news. So that means we're gonna have to do that for just like 7 to 10, about what, 7 minutes, 8 minutes?
I absolutely agree with you on that. I also think they have the best coffee too.
CJ, 9 minutes when we come back. Put the phone down on the table.
Here's
We'll
a
have some
look at
more,
your
or you
cultural
want to call us
calendar.
back?
Come and enjoy the first Friday gallery stroll
All
this
right.
Friday from 5 till 8 p.m. along 14th Avenue,
Okay.
downtown Vero
Talking
Beach.
about 8, 9,
Remember to park at Jetsons and ride to the stroll. Join the Hibiscus Children's Center as they commemorate Child Abuse
Oh.
Prevention Month with their
You're staying
annual
with them.
Blue Ribbon
So I'll-
Luncheon and Fashion Show,
Oh,
April
okay.
7th at the O'Connor Club in Vero Beach.
I
This
have
year's
to use-
theme is Hats Off to Hibiscus, so guests are encouraged to wear hats. For information, call 299-6011
Aha.
extension 313. The
Aha.
Ohio Ice Age Subcommittee will present archaeologist Dr. Andy Cummings Saturday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. His free presentation will be at the Emerson Center. Learn more about recent findings and current thinking on the prehistoric inhabitants of our area. And this season's final Art in the Park is presented by the Vero Beach Art Club. Enjoy a day at Humiston Park Sunday, April 3rd from 10 till 4. This cultural calendar is brought to you by the Cultural Council of Painting in River County. Visit us online at cultural-council.org. And remember,
Today's broadcast is sponsored in part by Eastside Urgent Care. It's a positive alternative to the emergency room. Courteous, effective care from one doctor, Dr. Christopher Olenek. It's across the street from the Indian River Medical Center behind Eastside Urgent Care.
MrJustThinking.com, spreading epiphanies. To me, we should judge everyone. I know that doesn't go over a lot of people, but to me, we have to be more self-centered. The people around us, the people we should judge everyone. But we should not pass judgment. To me, it is not our job to tell others how to live their lives. We must be more self-centered. MrJustThinking.com.
Her name and face is all over the place. Man, you should have done that for us, Captain.
So what brings you in this morning?
Good. You just say quick hello, I got Marshall Frank. Talk for 2 minutes to say hi, how are things going?
Oh, hey, Rhett.
Yeah.
Here. Eastside Urgent Care came by yesterday.
Come and see us,
Yeah.
Wall Street, Press One, the Public Shopping Center.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I hide it really well so I don't lose it. And then I
And
forget.
then you
I
forget.
forget where I hid it. That was so well that I wouldn't lose it.
These are the people that pay the full amount. They don't get away with things like you.
They have,
You see that
they
new
sound
way
like he had a
going
button bar.
I don't know, all I know.
Yeah, I just, it's the one political soundbite that I have on. I mean, I have. Yeah, where are they? I've got Homer Simpson.
Brilliant!
That's just, absolutely.
A minute, for me.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. I'm so running in the morning and I feel so guilty when I see Facebook and you're on it and you're talking and I know that I can't putting makeup on. And then I'm afraid I'll flip you then you see me with one eyebrow.
No, we're live, we can't see you, you don't worry about that.
I don't have to worry
We're
about
live, no, we're going live.
it.
But, you want it, you need, I'm gonna have a problem. No problem, Jay? With all kind of sweet. I'm really worried because Donald Trump is really, Donald Trump is really stirring up the pot.
Yes.
And these creeps, it's all set up for what? You wouldn't believe the money people make. And he's gonna stir all that up. I mean, just like, you got countries that are getting $1 billion a year handouts from us. Now, like the Saudis.
My role model, when I get old, I want to look like that, a little bit older, I want to be like you. I want to be energized, I want to be talking, I want to be looking, I want to be fresh, I need to lose weight.
Her husband died when he loved her. The whole thing. What? What's the title of your book again? Well, Act 2. You gotta bring some extra copies in here.
Okay, and so.
There'd just be one Cajun Cove, Vero, and it'd be on raw popcorn. Cajun Cove, Cajun food, elevate, jambalaya, gumbos, shrimp Oreo with rice, shrimp red sauteed fried, red beans and rice, traditional Cajun boils, cornbread with sweet butter, how about Cajun calamari, grilled fish, black and chicken. It's all happening in Cajun Cove. There'd just be one Cajun Cove in Vero Beach, and it's on raw popcorn.
Minute and a half till the open, 2 minutes until we're back live. 2.5 minutes until I actually start running the show.
Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 eye doctors that genuinely care about your eye care. Dr. Brannigan, Dr. Gadada, Dr. Snell, Dr. Dr. Mallon. Center for Advanced Eye Care. If you want advanced eye care, I do. And I want the best for you too. Center for Advanced Eye Care.
Wondering what to do with documents that need to be shredded?
How
The
many
Solid
minutes?
Waste Disposal District of Indian River County invites you to join us for our residential paper shredding event on Saturday.
I decided to take a
April
walk around the
2nd.
table.
Professional shredding company will be at the Indian River Mall from 10 to
I had
1
enough
to shred
time.
your documents at no charge.
What are we doing? Is it a video or is it talk? Should I put this here?
And join us on April 2nd.
Yes, is it okay? We talked about Orchid Island doing the run, 5K run.
Yeah.
The campaign.
Do you want to say something, Lolita? I took a picture of Rhett with 2 authors. And I don't know whether you leave and where to go. Oh, it's in here.
We're gonna need headsets because we're gonna have to hear Marshall.
Okay. Okay, let's do this before he comes.
Yeah.
Then he can show me.
Did I cancel?
Headsets. Here we go. Come on, Beverly, enough of that. Sit down.
Sorry.
Is your headset working?
Yeah.
This is mine? No, that's
Mine.
yours. Ah. Oh, yeah, it is I, the mayor of the airways. Marshall Frank, are you there? I'll spell it to you if you want it. Well, I only have one that has that on it, but I have another one that I got at for a gift. Barbara's son gave me this one, you know, and I thought, what a great little Christmas gift he gave me, you know, maybe 5-6 years ago. And think of how many tens of thousands of people have been annoyed by this, you know. All right, now we have Marshall Frank, the author. He has 13 books to his credit, and 13 books to his credit. He was a former homicide detective in South Florida, and his latest book, of course, Beverly can't put it down. She's always talking about it.
The way things ought to be.
I swear, honestly, we get done, we get up there at 10 o'clock. She's always sitting up in one of these soft seats up front, and she's reading. She reads it. She's reading it over and over again. What is this obsession?
I think the attraction to the book is that it presents ideas.
Yeah.
A lot of times books, state what the problems are, but very few books state what the solutions are.
Maybe your next book should be, 10 solutions for a better America. People want to accentuate the positive. Now, we have Lolita Jenke. I don't know if you've ever met Lolita. She's a lovely lady, always with a great effervescent smile. I only met you a couple of years ago, maybe 3. She started, right? I
I've
don't
been
know.
here 16 years. What are you talking
Well, I don't know,
about?
but how long have I known you? 5?
No, longer than that.
I have, really?
You don't want me to tell you who you were dating when I first met you, do you?
Real, who? Who was I dating?
The lady in real estate.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you knew Claudia?
Uh-huh.
Oh my word, what a small world. But anyway, so I go to all these events, and you're always there. And now you started an organization.
I didn't start the organization. I'm taking it to a different level. It's Camp Haven, and I am so pepped up and enthused that I had to come here to
Wait a
tell
second,
you.
it existed before you took over?
Well, we were
No.
putting it together. Yeah, I mean,
Tell Marcia what it is.
it's a transformational educational program under the title of a shelter for men who are transforming their life.
What it is an old hotel that they transferred, and they take homeless men, they put them in there, they feed them, and they teach them disciplines again, and they gently love them back to society.
They're not homeless again.
Yeah.
Yes.
You've had a lot of success.
The veterans don't last too long at Camp Haven because of the restrictions and the curfews. They
don't like the disciplines?
They don't like the discipline. They can't handle it. They want to keep doing what they're doing. And with the post-traumatic stress disorders, we can't,
There's one good thing about Trump that I do like. Now, I know every time I want to like Trump, it's funny, I was at Vincent's restaurant last night. And if anybody wants to watch the video, go to my Facebook page. And there was a man standing there. He told me a little something. So I said, do you mind if I put on the video camera? So I taped it, on my iPhone. And I've already had a lot of views. He said he's been a Democrat all his life. The only Republican he ever voted for was Ronald Reagan. But he said, I am I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Matter of fact, let's see. I'm going to try to find. Actually, I'm going to try to find it here. Democrat turns Republican. Here I am. I'm at the. I'll play this. And I'm at Vincent's restaurant last night, picking up a to-go order.
Hey, sir, what is your name? Rich Conway. Okay, we're over here at Vincent's Pizzeria. By the way, how's the pizza tonight? Excellent. I recommend it. Okay, now, you have been a lifelong Democrat. Tell your story. Right, I've been a Democrat. I'm 65 years old. I've only voted for a Republican president once in my life, and that was Ronald Reagan. And I'm a man of obviously of good taste. Exactly. And I've changed my party so that I could vote in the primary here in Florida for Trump. And I did vote for him, and I'm hoping to vote for him again and see him as president. Okay, so why would you convert from being a Democrat to become a Republican to vote for Trump? What is it about this man that attracts you? Well, nothing's happening in Washington, and I think he's the only one that's going to make some change and get some people off their butts to do something, and that goes for both parties. Great. Nice talking. By the way, how's the pizza here at Vincent's? It's excellent, and come on down. They're still open. Have some pizza, and I highly recommend it. Okay, probably the best pizza in town. Would you agree? It sure is. All right, come down here and see Gaetano and Marco and his mom here at Vincent's Pizzeria.
Buongiorno. But see, I mean, that kind of shocked me last night. I just happened to be going in there to get some food to go. And if you're wondering what I got to go, because that's the way people think, I wonder what he got to go. Well, it wasn't pizza because, I'm trying to do a little carb thing. But Barbara wanted the angel hair with, they've had fresh sliced garlic, sauteed, broccoli, extra virgin olive oil, and angel hair. And it's phenomenal.
And so is their sausage and peppers. I get a whole tray of it whenever I have friends and family coming over.
What I can't understand, if anybody knows about Vincent's here, we're supposed to be talking about Trump. We're talking about
talking about food.
It's always food.
Well, I got to tell you something. It's just amazing. They have two ladies over there, Sandy and Elaine, and I got to get them over here to the studio one morning. But they have worked for Gaetano for 37 years. 37 years. Is that amazing? Now, me. It's taken me years and years to learn how to get along with my employees and realize that they're not my employees, they're my colleagues. And I should treat them with respect, and they with me respect. And because I tend to bark out. In the past, I used to bark out orders. Hopefully, I've changed. But anyway, now of course Shane's always barking orders at me. No, I'm only kidding. Partially kidding. Anyway, anyway, Elaine and Sandy have been working with Gaetano for. How do you keep an employee for 37 years, Marshall? Trump is known to treat his employees well. Did you know that?
Yes, he is.
And
I have a question for you.
yes, sir.
Why was it surprising to you that this man said what he said, that he was going to change parties to vote for Trump?
I'll tell you why. Because we seem to be such a polarized nation at this point. That I'm surprised that, and he's not the first. He is not the first Democrat to come up to me. I know a really good lady friend. She said, I was going to go for Hillary, but I'm really thinking of getting in Trump's corner. So it amazes me how many people, and how many more people are coming out to vote, even those that aren't voting for Trump. He has stirred the proverbial pot, has he not?
Well, he has, and even though he makes a lot of gaffes verbally sometimes, people are willing to forgive those because they're unrelated actually to how he would perform as president, how the country would be better off with him as president. So just like people are willing to forgive Hillary Clinton's array of lies in the last 30 years, when he comes out with kind of an oddball comment once in a while, people just overlook that because the bigger picture is they feel as though he would make some changes that no other politician would change.
Well, I tell you what.
He's not owned lock, stock, and barrel by the.
Yeah. I mean, the pharmaceutical companies.
That's a big one.
I mean, I won't go into detail, but I've been approached by pharmaceutical companies as the mayor of the airwaves, an on-air politician.
Yeah.
I won't go into details, but I honestly have been approached by pharmaceutical companies. And so, sometimes you just want to say, wow, and just think what really worries me is like last night, if you heard him speaking, Saudi Arabia, it was one of those countries, get like $1 billion a year from us. Now, Trump is going to cut this off. Do you not think that they're going to attempt to, what I mean, get a mechanic to put something in one of his engines or something? And I hope he highly guards as he gets closer. Look at the vitriol that's taking place with the. Now, I want to ask you, Lolita, you're involved with the Republican Party here in Vero Beach, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think it was proper for the guy I interviewed the last time he was running for Romney? I had admired Romney all this time. I met with him. I met his wife. I put her on the front cover of my magazine. I loved them. I voted for them. And he's lost my respect, the fact that he came forward at this time. Keep your nose out of this. Is not your race. You lost yours. Stay.
I thought it was appalling. I was so disappointed in Romney.
Why?
Because first of all, for him to come out, the only thing I can think of is perhaps he's thinking that this is his last hurrah. He might have a chance to, be a default nominee at the convention if they go into a broker situation, because maybe he still wants to be president. Other than that, for him to put his weight into this thing, when you have a huge movement out here behind Trump, it's huge. I mean, he draws people by the 20s and 30,000 in these stadiums, which no other candidate is able to do. The closest one is Bernie. And so for him to be part of the establishment that's trying to prevent Trump from being a president means that there's something else going on behind the scenes.
Well, I tell you what, I would rather have Bernie as president than I would have McGovern. Remember McGovern back in the 60s?
Oh, you're going way back.
Yeah, I kind of talked through his nose or something. I just found that man weak and disturbing, at least. And Sanders, of course, I'm not. What?
I'll say one thing for McGovern, I was opposed to then, and I would still be. However, there's one thing he was right about.
What?
The Vietnam War.
Yes. Unequivocally, without a doubt, line in the sand. And, and I was a student for a democratic society back then. I was. Well, yes, yes, I was. I was, yes. I had hair down the middle of my back. I can show you some pictures. I was at Woodstock, man. Yeah. Well, I tried. No. I'll say this about that. I put it to my lips, but I did not inhale. Because I watched Hillary get high, and I took advantage of it. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do again. I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to get her. I'm going to get her elected again to the president of the United States, and I'm going back in the Oval Office. I'm in the Oval Office. But what were we talking about? What were we talking about? No, we stopped it with that. Now, what was the thing right before that?
Camp Haven.
No. What were we? Who? McGovern. Oh, in the '60s.
Trump.
Yeah, I was a hippie protesting on the. I went down to Washington and protested. Went down. But Reagan said, if you're not a liberal when you're young, you haven't got a heart. And he was an extreme liberal.
Mm-hmm.
And later on in life, he says, if you're not a Republican or a conservative, not necessarily a Republican, because I think our Republican Party is going to change. I think the Whigs are coming back or something. I mean, really, there's a whole bunch of people that are just sick and tired. Look at that McConnell guy. I don't know what. It was like an epiphany. It was like last week. I've been watching that guy. He only that guy with his glasses and that. And I said, all of a sudden, I said, that guy doesn't. I said, all of a sudden, it just came over me. He was on TV, and I said, I like everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, I said, I don't like that man, McConnell. I don't like him. And I said, he wouldn't like me. And I said, no wonder people don't want to be Republicans anymore. I'm embarrassed to be a Republican with that McConnell guy.
You know what? I have to explain something.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, all the pronouncements that Trump is making.
Mm-hmm.
If he becomes president, the Congress is not going to be agreeing to all these pronouncements. Really.
Yeah, the dummies got it all locked up. You know what? We need to clear the house, literally, figuratively, and I mean literally. It's time for some. What was that? Hello? Was that? Who was that? Oh, was that your wife, Marshall? Okay, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
She picked up the other line. She didn't know. All of a sudden, I was thinking, how did this woman get on one of our lines? I'm thinking, she's a sweetheart, and she's an artist too. I want you guys to come down sometime. We ought to get him. Who's the guy when you were a kid and they said he played the violin while Rome was burning? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to get Marshall Frank, by the way, is a great violinist, and he helps lots of kids. And Lolita, we're going to take a little break, but before we do, what is the organization that you're involved with so heavily, Lolita?
Camp Haven.
Camp Haven, as we said, takes in men off the street or out of the woods
who are determined to change their lives and are looking for support to do that.
Right.
They need the community support, and we make a new community for them.
And actually, so far they've invited me to MC their special events every year, and I think we had a lot of fun this year.
Yes, we did. We're starting our capital campaign. We need money. If people have a heart, please, because the men need. People say, why do you need to expand, and why do the men stay so long? It's because by the average age of a man who comes to Camp Haven is 47.
Well, we're going to have Marshall come down here and play his violin live, and we're not going to go off the air, and he will continue to play until we collect a certain amount of money. Hurry up, Martha! Get the credit card out. This guy's driving me nuts.
He really put you on the spot, didn't he, Marshall?
Okay, so sign on the dotted line, kid. All right, so we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back. By the way, what is they always say capital. Why do they say capital campaign? I like the alliteration of the C's, but
You need capital contributions.
Like capital to start a business, capital to build, capital to refurbish those rooms.
We need the capitalists.
Yes. Yes. We don't get any, monies from state, county, federal.
What's your website?
www.camphaven.net.
That's very complicated. Camphaven.net. Camphaven.net. Okay. So, Marshall, I want you to come down for one of their events sometime, okay? Yeah. And
Come with the guys that talk.
And his wife's an artist, too. Maybe we could get your wife to maybe, give something.
A 2-for-1.
All right. We'll take a little break, and then we're going to come back. Today's broadcast is brought to you by my friend over at Postal Connections, Mark. Now, Mark, do you know Mark? He owns
No.
Postal Connection. It's at US 1 and 12th. It's right next to the Publix there.
Mhm.
And it's a place where you go to mail your packages or whatever. Or you got to send the piano back up north for, season's over, or your guitar, or whatever it might be.
Mhm.
The goods. Anyway, let me just put it this way. Mark is such a good man. I would do this I would sign on the dotted line if he needed a loan at a bank or something, that kind of guy. I mean this.
Mhm.
This is a man of integrity. This is a man who gives a good name to Christians at Postal Connections. Now it's right there next to what's the furniture shop there where everybody gets Sunshine Furniture.
Mm-hmm.
Over in Seagal, by the way, nice family that runs that Gal and George or son George. But anyway, almost like right next door is Mark's Postal Connections. It's shipped. You don't have to. You deal with a nice attitude in there always. He's very focused. They'll get whatever your goods are. They're safely. So anybody that's going back up north for the summer, Postal Connections. Do me one favor if you do business over there, folks. Would you let Mark know that you heard him on the Mayor Show? I would really appreciate that. Today's broadcast also brought to you by Center for Advanced Eye Care. 5 eye doctors that genuinely care about your eye care. Dr. Mallon, Dr. Schnell, Dr. Katz, Dr. Kadadade, Dr. Brannigan. I know I forgot one. I don't know what. But anyway, Center for Advanced Eye Care. And finally, today's broadcast is brought to you by Vincent's. When's the last time you went to Vincent's Italiano at Miracle Mile? Oh, delicious pizza. I tell you what, their food is so good. They put the love into the food. And their wonderful family over there, Marco, his mom, his dad, Gaetano. And you wanted to say something?
Yes, I want to thank the people of Orchid Island Golf and Country Club for doing a 5K at 8 o'clock this morning. And about 50, 60 people and children and all ages came to run for Camp Haven.
Wow.
Thank you, Orchid Island.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
I got that in. Look at this. It's an aura over here. That is amazing. I've sent that to you. It's on your phone. Mm-hmm.
I guess when you come back, you're going to be able to give me what, 1 minute?
This is
2? Okay.
Boswick, and that's
I know her. Yeah.
Debbie McDonald.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's an aura.
Let me see.
I sent it to you. So,
Oh, yeah.
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 I can't explain what that is.
What?
That's an aura.
Let me see.
Yeah. No, it's a thing. It's not real aura.
Oh, well, you can believe that if you want.
No, I know it's not.
I think it's an aura. It won't go away.
Let's see.
Let's see.
I'm the aura
She wants to
expert.
see it.
I'm an aura
Oh,
expert.
he's looking at all my other pictures.
Oh, these noodles are great.
Yeah.
Wow, baby. I'm
From
coming
her
over.
toes up, huh?
I'm coming over tonight.
She's all leg.
What did you say?
I want to see the picture.
Yeah, that
Oh, I see.
that's an aura.
How did that come there? Oh, it's the patio. He's right
No,
in
not the patio, it's the,
it's an arc.
No,
That's at the Vincent's.
Yeah, but they have an arc. And you are right there.
Yeah.
no,
How
that's
did that look?
electronic.
Oh, come on, you're not St. Francis with a halo.
I was taking the main dining room.
Yeah,
That is
that's
a weird
I have no
picture.
question about that.
Trust me, it's not a halo. It's a fraction. It's a
Well, how did it
fraction
come
of light.
about?
I'll ask the technician. Okay.
I don't care.
I know
think that-
conclusively.
What?
You want to know why I know? Because there was a second picture which I erased on her phone, and I was moved over and it was still there. I was moved over slightly.
So then
it
I'm
was-
saying that either there's an
There's no arch there, but it's a reflection of something coming through. Just happened to hit it the right way.
at the right time. Oh, okay. All right.
But I will tell you this, with my mom, I have pictures right in there with my mom standing by water in South Carolina. And I can show you, she had like this haze coming down right on her head. And then when she moved, it was with her in all the shots.
And you're
That
disputing this?
That I am. Okay, I don't
You're
want
too
to base my faith on lies. So when I say the truth, it's the truth. You believe in Jesus? Are you born again? You born again, Christian? I got born again when I was 29.
I was never needed to be born
Yes, you
again.
do. Jesus said you must be born once. You probably. He said,
You have no idea. I never left him
yeah, well, you
for
maybe
many
you were-
centuries.
for many centuries.
I never left him. I didn't.
Are you in?
I was born, raised a Catholic, Roman Catholic. Went to
You
boarding
were
school.
not.
Sure, I was. In
Really?
fact, my confirmation name is Elizabeth after
That was
Saint
my mother's
Elizabeth.
name.
Yeah, I
Elizabeth.
chose it. Saint
You did?
Elizabeth. Yeah,
I'm gonna call you Elizabeth from now on.
yeah. She was my favorite saint. I mean,
I
she
thought you
was my
forgot what
favorite
your real
saint.
name is. Lolita.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna call Elizabeth from now on.
Elizabeth is great.
Yeah, I can ask you Elizabeth on the end, then I can ask you about Trump and stuff. You can. Hey, this is the mayor. Another beautiful day, Marshall Frank. How are you doing up there in Melbourne, Florida? Well, actually, you're in Vieira.
Near Vieira.
I believe the Nationals have their last game. Either have already had it or this week is it, right?
Yeah, it's a shame. We're so sorry to see them go.
Yeah.
But that's the way business works. What are you gonna do? You know, I think we should have a Major League Baseball team somewhere here in Central Florida, East Coast. Vieira would be a great place to go to.
We have a lovely old time. But listen, I want to thank you for coming on today. What's your website, Marshall?
MarshallFrank.com.
12 books, no, 13 books now. What's your latest book?
The Way Things Ought to Be.
Okay, and they can order that through your website.
Or website or Amazon.com or bookstore.
Lolita from Camp Haven, I appreciate you stopping by.
Thank you. That was many years ago, and this is Lalita, born again Lalita.
Camphaven.net. Camphaven.net. Listen, both of you, thank you very much for coming, being part of the show today.
Thank you, Rhett.
Okay. Hey, folks, someone somewhere needs your random act of kindness. As it is written, give unto others, and your light will rise out of the darkness like the noonday sun. Are you having the doldrums? Get out. Cook some food over at Soup Kitchen. Get over there and help the people at Camp Haven. Go help the American Red Cross. Help somebody. Go to Salvation Army. Somebody needs your love, your smile, and you'll feel better because of it. Who loves you?
I do. Okay. I came at the right time. I don't know what motivated me to come right here and share the good news. I said, geez, I've been wanting to come down this road.
Today is Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will need to sit and talk.
I don't have any books with me. When are you going to be in again?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
How late do you stay tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'll be here till 12 noon. Today I work at the hospital. That's
Okay,
why I have
12 noon is
to-
good. Okay,
I love
that's
you
good.
tomorrow.
Where did you get that noise? Because I want to wake up these guys who don't show up to our meeting. That white noisy
Hold
thing.
on. Let's see, hold on a second. What does this one do? Let's see. You like that?
I want it loud, something loud that the men will hear.
Okay. Bye, Mom.
That's it.
Bye-bye.
No? See you, Beverly.
All right.
Okay,
see
you want one? Would you rather have this one?
Yes. That.
Merry
Yay.
Christmas.
Thank you. Thank you. That'll teach them to.
Okay.
How are you gonna? How are you doing? Are you
How am I
all right?
doing?
Yeah.
I
You
guess
all
very
right?
well.
I'm just asking. How you doing? You okay?
know.
Because I know.
You never know.
I know how you go up and down.
Yeah. Today is a good day. I'm actually going to go down to Palm Beach. Got to do something down there, and then.
Wishing you success.
Oh, let's see. I got to help me carry this stuff out. Oh, let's see here. Here, take that in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'll carry these
Anything
two.
else? Give me.
I got this.
You got those?
Yep. Since we have other people coming in here. I forget. Who's coming in today, Shane? I forget.
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we have Dobson from 10 to 10:30. 10:30 to 11 is Pastor Joe Moore.
Oh, yeah.
11 to 11:30 is Making America Strong Again.
Oh, yeah.
And 11:30 to 12 is David Walsh. David Walsh. Wow, I can't believe I remember all that. That's the sound of Lolita trying to leave. Trying to leave, aren't you? Can't leave yet. I need a hug. I survive on the hugs of beautiful women. Without them, I'd fade away, like Michael J. Fox's parents in Back to the Future.
Hello and welcome back.
That's so sweet. Thank you. But text me. You have my number.
Let me make sure I have your number in my phone, because if I don't, you need to be in my phone.
Bill and Pam Farrell about intimacy in marriage. Bill and Pam share pretty open.
You are not in my phone, and
So if you have little ones around, you might want to save this broadcast for another time. This topic may sometimes be difficult to discuss.
There we go.
It's essential for a strong marriage. In fact, on the last broadcast, the Farrells reminded us that marital intimacy is a gift from God to bind couples together. So what do you do?
I have small fingers, and I still have fat fingers, or I cannot press that keyboard.
The Farrells are international speakers, teaching workshops and talking to couples around the world about relationships, marriage, and parenting. Together, they have authored over 35 books, including the best-selling Men Are Like Waffles and Women Are Like Spaghetti. Their books have been translated into over 14 languages and have impacted thousands of married couples. Today's broadcast is based on their bestseller, Red Hot Monogamy. After more than 30 years of marriage, they have a lot to share on this subject. So let's listen now to the conclusion of Dr. Dobson's interview with Bill and Pam Farrell on today's
Yeah, because I knew I had your email, because I've emailed you show files before.
Well, let me
No, that's
with
fine.
this question.
Perfect. I will text you some.
Yes, please. Okay, then that will help.
What time would be best for you?
If you do it around,
Time for sexual
some, what time do you leave from here?
I usually leave here tomorrow at a meeting with Rhett, so I go right back on Air Boulevard up to where it turns into US 1. I go across US 1 over Road Check. What did you do? I go home for lunch.
No, where is home?
4th Street or 2nd Street and Old Dixie roundabout. Yeah, I take Air Boulevard all the way to then for my second job, I come back down to 17th Street and then I go over the bridge, Victoria condominiums. My former boss, I'm sure I told you the sob story, the guy that owes me $500 because I worked with him. Oh, okay. Before I worked here, I worked at a satellite broadcasting company. Satellite broadcasting. It's for syndicated shows. Best example, Rush Limbaugh does his show.
Yeah.
He sends it to a broadcast company, and they send it out to a satellite where other affiliates can pick it up. That's what we did. Not with Rush Limbaugh, but with other shows. The guy had the company for years. I worked for him for like 7 years.
So you did the same thing?
Basically, I produced shows, and then I ended up becoming manager. So I was the program director. So I would make sure that shows were covered, people were producing them. If there were any issues with the shows, I would try to resolve them. I did the logs, I filled this stuff right here, make sure all this was in, redoing spot blocks and all that. He sold the company February of last year. Sold the company, made some money.
Hello, hi.
So what's going on?
She goes in on Tuesday. When it's here on a Wednesday, they think I've got back. So we sold the company to a group in Chicago. Well, everyone that worked there, yeah, I guess that would be probably less than you go. Everyone that worked there was offered to move up to Chicago. I, being a Florida boy, lived here all my life. I've never seen snow. I really don't. I'm not that enthused to actually be living in snow. I'd rather be down here. So I bowed out. I continued to work for that company doing traffic, which is not. There's a barbecue on 95, but for night traffic, because I could do that. When my boss was the company, I continued to work for him doing. I did logs for, this and that. Well, the guys in Chicago, I did traffic for. The guy that sold the company, I still continued to work with him, he had 2 music stations, he had a couple other religious stations and stuff, so I continued to work with him. When times got slow, I was the guy that would do anything. He's like, hey, you're ahead on your logs. Hey, can you go over to my new condo and pull up carpet? Sure. So I ended up, because the work had slowed down, I had 2 music stations, 2 religious stations. It didn't take me that long to do it. So by Wednesday, like if I started on a Monday, by Wednesday I could have all my logs done, all my work done. And I'm sitting there Thursday and Friday at the office going, yeah, and I was up on salary. So he figured, well, you're on salary, we're paying you anyway. Why don't you do a little bit extra stuff at the condo, this and that? It wasn't that bad. I got to be August of last year, and he paid me bi-monthly. Twice a month. So I mean, first and 15th is when you get paid, no questions asked. That is literally a quote, because we used to ask. Like, the 15th was a Saturday. We'd ask on Friday if we'd get our paycheck, but payday's the 1st and 15th, no questions asked. Which you can find, that's the way he used it. So on the 1st of August, we'll say, he owed me a check. Oh, well, waiting on somebody to pay me. As soon as they pay me, I'll write you a check. He's good for me. He's been good to me for 7 years. He paid me the most I'd ever made in radio. I'll give you a pass, okay? You say the check's coming in. I'm not in a bad situation. I'll wait. Week goes by. Yeah, now you see where the story goes. The 15th comes. I'm still working for him, still doing everything. Pull up carpet in the condo. And that 2 weeks, then became a month. Hey man, where's I need the money. I got a kid at home. I'm the only money maker in my house. I need that money. Oh, yeah, because you're exactly. Yeah, because I didn't look for another job because he said, let me string you along a little bit more. Well, now so I'm like, okay, I'll give you 1 more week. Because he gave me hey, I'm waiting on, so-and-so owes me. I gave him that extra week. And then after that, I said, well, do you have any of the money that you owe? Not, do you have, 2,500, do you have any of the money? Anything. Oh, I'm still waiting on that. That's fine. I didn't even let him finish the sentence because I knew what it was. I'm still waiting on that check. I gotta go. I hope you understand, it's no ill feelings, but if you don't have the money, man, I can't split my tires. I can't, I'm now a month behind, a month and a week behind. I haven't even been looking for another, I started looking for another job. He's like, oh, I understand, as soon as I get the money, I'll get it to you, I'll pay you.
Well, when we were presenting that at a conference early on, every time
I ended up, I found this, I picked up promotion to Church and Space Coast Radio, and I tried to make ends meet with that. I also did odd jobs, I'm putting my Social Security, 6'9", I'm 5'6", I weigh up +20. I can go through an attic and crawl through like tiny spaces and all that better than he does. So he used me for that, so I made extra cash there. If you work for the IRS, I didn't really do that, I never worked for them. We'll just say a little, anything to make it. Yeah. So of course, I didn't make enough, is what I used to, plus I started 2,500 home. So I had to play catch up for Christmas. I kind of felt further in debt just to have Christmas. Luckily, I got it. Then he offered me another job again. Now the deal was, hey, I'll pay you that back that I owe you. Now I've lost hope because I was also doing traffic for the guys in Chicago. Well, at the beginning of this year, they decided to go with an in-house person. So instead of me remotely doing it from here, they want the guy that's actually in the building. They can go down, get a hold of the guy and go, we need to spot him right now. They shoot me an email or call me.
Yeah.
I may not be able to do it until.
Yeah.
So I understood. So I lost that. That was $1,000 a month. Well, my former boss said, well, hey, I'll give you $1,000 a month for using this show. Okay, well, there we go. 2,500. Well, I'll pay you that 2,500. This guy's supposed to give me a big down payment to do his show, and I'll just give that over to you, and then we'll be even so we can do the show.
She's our precious daughter.
You said he was going to pay me at the end of the month.
Families was at ICRS.
So on the, we'll say the 12th.
So everybody's coming into town and Rock, we all out to dinner, and then after dinner, Rock walks in and back to where she's staying with her folks, then walks back home. But he got caught in this torrential rain.
One is for $1,250.
And Bill and I were upstairs, we had some appointments coming up. Bill was already
half of his old debt.
And I was getting ready
The other
for
check
an
was for
evening.
$1,000.
So I hung
Well, we
the
agreed
strip
that
sign on my
per month you pay me.
And Rock charges up the
So I have
hall.
2 checks in my hand. Sounds great.
Hear him outside saying,
No, because before I could get up and run out of his condo to do this, he goes, hey, don't cash those checks yet. I'm waiting on a check to come.
And I said, but isn't it great that at 21, the first thing on your mind is that you might be interrupting your parents?
If I would have taken, well, I did this before because he bounced 1 paycheck away. Bank of America took out money from my account. So I did some research. Somewhat, a thing I'm good at. I could have taken those 2 checks, just gone down to the sheriff's office, walked in and go, hey, this man just wrote me 2 checks. They're actually worthless checks. If you look up worthless check, there is a whole thing. Because he knew there's no money in the account. So I had 2 checks. Well, the check will be good tomorrow.
And we've actually seen that.
As you can tell throughout the story, I'm a very nice person. People the benefit of the doubt repeatedly.
So we put 2 date nights in because we are busy
A
in
week
ministry
goes by.
and somebody's
I can cash
crisis.
$1,000 check.
And so that kind of safeguards us.
So I cashed my February check before February hit. So I was like, okay, it's a good sign. Oh, the other check will be good. The other. I just cashed the 1250 check. Oh, a week ago. Not even a week ago. It was Friday when I cashed that check. So he wrote me a check in the middle of February that I didn't cash until the middle of March. He now owes me $1,000 for March and another $1,250.
What do you do with the check if you get, if you don't get married?
Both his checks have gone into the bank and cleared. The 1,000 he wrote, both checks in the middle of February have gotten into the bank and cleared. The 1,000 went in about the 20th, and the 1,250 went in middle of March. So he's, in my mind, because I try to mathematically work this out, he's paid $250 of his past in, but he's up to date on his current stuff.
You have a lot of ideas for how
I go back and look at this afternoon and hope that he pays. Now, the guy that does the show, I know is leaving. He doesn't like the guy that hosts the show has requested certain things, and it's not crazy requests. It's, hey, I'd like you to get my old phone number transferred from the old company to the new company, so I have my old phone number. My boss hasn't done that. He keeps saying, oh, well, you know, it's one phone company's messing with the other one, they're going back and forth. Come to find out, all my boss has to do is fill out one more piece of paperwork and forward it over to like Oak Velocity. But he's not doing it. The guy asked for a stream set up that will stream all 3 hours. It took my boss less than half to get that done. It should have taken a Song of Solomon together. It's little things like that the guy just asked for, and you know, my boss isn't doing it. He's flaking out, just basically taking it and trying to collect as much money as possible without doing any work. Doing a minimum amount of work to get, you know, fairly straight and fine. And the problem is I don't know how to do any of this technical stuff, like hook up the stream and get all that going. Like I can monitor the stream and I can connect the encoder and stuff like that, but I can't do the wiring. I don't know, you know, the number for vote velocity and try to get this phone number switched. I go in there, I get there at about 2:30. I set up for the show. I run it from 3 to 6. Into the show, I'm there until about 6:30. So it's about 4 hours. Not bad, but you know, I know the guy's leaving, and the guy's awesome. None of us doesn't show me how to do it because I don't have the time to commit. I can't get there early. I can't go in and wire this stuff. My boss needs to stop and concentrate on this is the thing my boss was having, my former boss. Right, Ron Friday. He has this issue where imagine a juggle. You got one ball, you're juggling a ball,
I understand that, but I understand it myself.
Or plate spinner, you know. He spins like 6 plates, he starts spinning, you know, 6 plates, and then he can only focus on 4. You know, he has a ego problem, basically.
Yeah, but
as we matured together, we were able to have more mature conversations about
I know
it affected me and how Pam's background affects her, but we couldn't uncover all that.
But you mentioned that his wife is a psychologist.
That's why it's
So it's
silly to say you should live together before you're married.
He does all these projects,
So
and
the second worst thing, in fact, when I asked the question.
he's not affected by, if he doesn't make any money, he falls back on his wife, who's a psychiatrist, bringing him back. The one that can't prescribe medication. Okay. She's like, so she makes a decent amount of money and ends up supporting him. So
I mean, he can make his rent, he can make his car, so
so when the project fails and somebody goes, oh, well, you know, you didn't do this right, we're not going to pay you. He just goes, oh, whatever, throws the project away. Where in my case, if a project fails, I'm like, I need that money to come in. I don't have that, you know. My girlfriend's a stay-at-home mom right now that does sewing projects to make extra cash. I don't have a psychologist as my wife. I didn't, you know, I guess I'm getting married for money, but you know, I didn't. So he owes me the money, and he keeps saying he's going to pay me.
It's very possible.
But I know the host of the show is leaving, and he offered.
His wife anymore, because he's off doing his own thing. So I address this in the book, and I certainly
We totally agree with all your research, and that's
I did that last month. That's how I got the check.
Hello. And so that's
He
why
has
the
to pull
question is
tomorrow.
really
Tomorrow, we'll have
asking
to-
is, well, what does God think is okay? You know, couples want to know, well, will that spice up our love life? No, it won't. So what does God say is okay then?
And it's amazing because I've been working as a pastor my whole adult life, and
One thing that amazes me is how little God says about sex when you consider.
Problem is, you got away with it because I cashed both checks. Now, if I'm gonna give me another check, then I need to. Yeah.
But it seems pretty clear as it comes down to it. Every intimate act between a married couple should be an act of love.
As a sign of okay.
For the other person, not taken on selfishly. Second, everything that's done between a husband and wife.
And then if the check, somehow the
Because
check
that
will
brings honor and respect in
Oh,
the bedroom.
Go get money from
Discuss
I
whatever
just
we
learned so
want.
much money from his life. That's how he used to think.
That's between them.
Yeah.
Nothing to do
Share
with
her
you.
beyond our
What he
ministry,
does
but now
with
we
his
share it all the time. It just means
Yeah.
there need to not be a trouble there, and there needs to not be pornography there because
Even going to.
Right.
power.
It's too late for that one. She's already.
People have the courage
So,
to bring all that. Bring pornography, but they don't have the courage.
I know the
to
host is
talk
leaving soon, so what I may end up doing is that my advantage, have the host not saying anything to my boss yet. So I can because I go, hey Ron, I need that money or else I can't come in. And you know Santos gonna be pissed if you know if you have to produce the show. Because Santos, the host of the show, does not want my boss to produce his show. Because my boss cannot focus on the show. I think it's a focus issue.
yeah.
So I'm gonna end up, going and be like, Ron, I need that money. Give me the money or else I'm not going to work tomorrow. Writes me the check. I know Santos isn't doing the show tomorrow anyway. But I'm hitting him up today because he has to pay me before the end of March is over.
He has to pay you. You don't have to worry about how he gets the money.
Yeah, I don't care how he gets the money. I don't care if he's. Let's put it this way. I pawned my bass guitar a week ago. So I don't care how he gets the money because I had to sell stuff to get money. Just, when I reach the point where I have to sell stuff that I own.
There's no question.
Yeah.
There's no question
I
anymore.
I did. Now keep in mind, I sold my bass guitar. I didn't play it. I haven't played it in 2 years.
But it's yours. It's your insurance.
Yeah.
Side.
I had I sold it to a friend of mine whose husband plays bass guitar. He needed a new guitar. It went to a good home, but
Yeah. That's not the point.
the point is, I was in the position that I had to sell it.
Have them hold you accountable, come back for a trip. They ask you in the hotel room what did you like? And were there any moments that you're ashamed of in your relationship with another woman? It's hard, even under those circumstances. When it's at its worst, there needs to be intensive counseling because this is a tough one. This is like a drug addiction. It's a tough one. And I would add to it, a lot of men want to go tell their wives and keep it there. I'm going to tell you because I trust you, but we're not going to tell anybody this. And if a wife hears that, she really should say, well, do you want to call for help or do you want me to? Because we're not going to leave it at this. Because, again, it just is insidious. It's like you said, if she doesn't say anything, she becomes an enabler.
Yes. And also, it's real easy for women to turn it on themselves. Oh, I wasn't thin enough, I wasn't sexy enough, whatever. And at that point, she would say, no, that's a lie from the enemy. I'm not going to believe that. In fact, even if he says that to me, I'm not going to believe that. I'm going to proclaim the truth of who I am right now. And I'm going to proclaim the truth of what Jesus wants for our marriage. And so if I find my husband, connected to pornography or walking on the internet's on, the best thing to say is, honey, I love us too much for this to come between us. Are you going to call for help or am I? And you hold up the phone and then you say, you know what? I'm not going to let Satan rob from us. I'm not going to turn this on me because when pornography entered our home, that was one loss. And if I turn this on me and become like all introspective and think I'm not good enough, that's 2 losses. And that will make me feel distant from my husband, then that'll be 3 losses. And if that distance continues, we might end up divorced. That's 4 losses. And if we end up divorced, then our kids will pay. That's 5 losses. And
when you do that, expect anger because you'll probably get it. And that's a point at which love must come together.
Exactly. I know they look by that.
Hey, I agree. Hey, can I make a plug to the godly men that are out there? Because what often happens is when we have a lot of godly men sitting in our churches that don't feel like they have anything to say to a younger generation. And I just want to tell those men, engage with the younger men, because where Pam and I got our start is I used to go to church when we were first married, and I didn't know what to do. So I would look for couples that had been married at least 20 years and looked like they were happy. I'd sit behind them in church, they had to greet me, and I'd find a way to get invited to lunch so I could ask them how they did it. And I just want to say, the godly men that are out there, take an interest in younger men so that when this surfaces, you have somebody.
Safety nets underneath that young couple.
think we just have time for me to ask you one last question.
Sure.
It comes out of the book, and it has to do with advice that you give to women, and that needs to be spun. And it has to do with being a risk taker.
That's right, yeah. You know, we've talked about what the counterfeit is, what Satan tries to rob from us. And we, in the book, talk about what are the traits of a red hot lover. Other-centered, a risk-taker, God-focused, attentive, self-aware, mature. Those are the traits of a red hot lover. And so if a woman truly loves as Christ loves, she'll take her eyes off of herself and she'll put her eyes on her husband. And she'll say, what can I do? What can I say that will encourage you? And she'll be willing to risk a little bit, get outside her comfort zone a little bit. And she'll listen to her spouse and be willing to try some unique things. And again, we talked about yes, we agree upon, so if you're not comfortable with it, okay, say, okay, give me a couple of other ideas.
You're talking about sexual experimentation, which, as long as it's within the marital relationship,
exactly. It could be as simple as turn the lights on.
Mutually exciting, agreed upon. That's a good thing.
It is. Anytime a woman takes her eyes off of herself and focuses on her spouse, anytime a husband takes his eyes off of himself and focuses on his wife, that will produce red hot monogamy.
What a note to end on here. Hey, thank you all. This has been very, very interesting. I have loved having you here. We'll do it again. The name of the book is Red Hot Monogamy, Making Your Marriage Sizzle. And there is some sizzle in this book. We didn't talk about all of it, but some of it's there. Bill and Pam Farrell are holding seminars on this subject and are being used by the Lord to strengthen marriage and strengthen the physical relationship of marriage. Thank you for this 2-day discussion. It's been very enlightening. We'll do it again. Thank you very much.
You've been listening to the conclusion of a classic broadcast here on Dr. James Dobson's Family Talk. This is always one of our most popular broadcasts, and even if you only caught a portion of it, I'm sure you can see why. Bill and Pam Farrell have so much wise advice for making your marriage stronger, and we've only been able to scratch the surface of these two programs. I urge you to go to our website and download this program to hear again. And on the broadcast page, you'll find the link to Bill and Pam's website, love-wise.com. There, you can buy the book, Red Hot Monogamy, and also find out if the Farrells are speaking anywhere near you. Whether your marriage is brand new or decades old, whether your intimacy level is high or low, you can learn something from the many suggestions and homework assignments in this book that will deepen your relationship with your spouse. It may be the best investment you ever make in your marriage. Our web address is drjamesdobson.org, or call us at 877-732-6825, and we'll help you find the resources you need. God bless, and thank you for joining us today. Be sure to tune in again next time for another edition of Dr. James Dobson's Family Talk. Family Talk is not associated with Focus on the Family. Today's broadcast made possible by donations from Heroes Voice Magazine, the Maycomber family, and good folks like you. To keep Dr. Dobson on the air, please support us. Send a non-tax deductible gift to P.O. Box 3342, Vero Beach, Florida 32964, or call us here at Heroes Voice Magazine 772-778-3500, 772-778-3500. We're outside CJ Cannon's, and Gina has something to say about CJ Cannon's.
It's the best breakfast in town.
You love it, huh?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite meal here in the morning?
I would have to say the traditional Eggs Benedict is the best.
You know what? I've been at 5-star resorts, and this is honest Injun. I think the Eggs Benedict here is every bit as good, if not better, than what I've had at the best 5-star resort.
I would absolutely.
Skin cancer can often go undetected until it's too late. What you can't see can hurt you. Florida sun, our biggest asset, can often damage your skin even when your sunscreen is worn. Indigo Dermatology and Dr. Samit Thareja can help you. They will offer full body skin screening and innovative care for all dermatology needs, also offering Botox and fillers. Located at 1986 35th Avenue, Vero Beach. Call for an appointment today, 772-202-8925. Again, 772-202-8925.
Finding the theme and the strengths. Hosted by Pastor Joe of the Rivers of Living Water.
This is the day that the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad.